Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the Get Up and Go Show on AM 1450 WST. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Evan and Bonnie with you. It's the Tuesday morning edition.
Oh,
great show.
Oh, God, I'm bored already.
How the heck can you be bored this morning when we deliver to you cutting edge entertainment?
Listen, this is the way it is.
What did you say?
Listen, this is the way it is.
I'm glad this is the way it is, Mr. President. Good morning, Bonnie.
good morning to you, Evan. And speaking of Mr. President, I got to get out and do that early voting. I guess in Florida, everybody just came out in droves yesterday for the early voting.
Yeah, it was a lot of people.
Yeah, and
Definitely so.
I think I'm going to be one of those people possibly today or tomorrow. And I don't know if we should go I might go between 9 and 10, 9 and 11, or we might wait till 1 o'clock this afternoon. Just
Okay.
trying to decide maybe when the lines are going to be the smallest.
Listen, this is the way it is.
That's just the way it is, as the president says.
And I'm kind of
very straightforward.
considering, Gary says let's go at 1, probably because early in the morning, the more elderly people are up really early.
Don't be profiling now. Don't be profiling. The phones are going to start ringing.
No, I'm not profiling.
Oh boy,
I'm just,
you're creating controversy already.
No, just kind of trying to decipher, when the lowest lines are going to be, and people are still working at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and they're not the early risers, and maybe that would be set forth time to go.
I wouldn't say the elderly people are up early. I'd be careful on that, because the younger people are up early too. So you're going to get somebody calling up that's saying, "What about us?" They're going to say, "What about us? We're up early too."
We are, and we don't miss out on those early bird specials either. But yeah, I've got to do it. And, the 19th, I've been saying it. And, the 19th got to get out and vote. Well, it crept up early. I can't even believe that the 19th first day of voting was yesterday. So it just came up awfully fast.
Yeah.
And now it's here, and got to go do it. Can't procrastinate. Can't forget.
Got to do it to it, as they say.
That's right.
Definitely so. Definitely so. So yesterday I had a very uneventful morning. I went and got my garlic bagel and cream cheese.
Was it good?
Oh, it was way beyond good. And I also picked up a plain bagel, toasted, with cream cheese and chives for the superintendent of Martin County Schools. And I went to her office, and I think I hung out for about 2 hours with her.
Wow, that's a good long. That's a good long breakfast.
It was really nice.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed myself. Had a great time. I got a tour of the whole place, and I got to tell you, that's quite the facility there.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Like a nice big office for the superintendent, and just like a nice school in the whole area.
Right.
I was talking to a person on my table yesterday, and he said he was a swimmer. He's a swimmer, and I had no idea that Martin County High School has a nice big pool in there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know there was a pool in that high school.
Yeah.
And here I drive past it. I've driven past it several times, on Canner Highway.
Right.
Stopped in there on occasion for maybe radio events that we were doing with the kids. Just didn't have any idea they have a nice swimming pool in there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Very, very nice.
So I'm not of course I don't reside in Martin County, but I told the young man that I would drive to another county, just to experience another swimming pool, because I love to swim. And here I have Ravenswood during the summertime in Port St. Lucie, but they've been closed. Sailfish Splash water park, of course. They
Mhm.
have. Oh, he was telling me about their huge Olympic-sized pool that they have there.
Oh, okay.
But I guess I think they've closed for the season now too.
Okay. So yeah, so I walked in the bagel place yesterday, and the minute I opened my mouth, the lady was like, "Oh yeah, you're the guy I talked to on the phone."
Oh, she knew
Yeah, she
you.
recognized
She
my
knew
voice.
right away.
Yeah, recognized my voice right away.
Yeah.
Picked up my 2 bagels, and I got myself a chocolate milk. Then went down to the school board building, and beautiful building, beautiful, gorgeous building. I felt like I was walking into the White House. You had to go through major security.
Was that the one on Canner Highway? Is it Martin County High School?
No, the school board office.
Oh, the school board
Yeah,
office.
school board
Okay.
office. It's about 3 miles south of here on the left side of the road.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so I walked in, major security. It was raining when I got there, so I noticed a parking space that said superintendent. So I parked in Lori's spot, and I told her when I got upstairs, I'm like, "Hey, I parked in your spot. Is that all right?" She goes, "Yeah, I parked in the garage. Don't worry about it."
Yeah, I'm sure she didn't care.
Yeah.
She seems pretty easygoing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we got to the reception area. They asked me my name, and then they said, right up the stairs, Mr. Dine, and then to the right, there'll be some double glass doors, and you'll have to wait for somebody to let you in. So, it's a very secure building, very, very posh, very, very nice building. Went in, and we went in the conference room to start. And when I got in this conference room, I kid you not, I have never seen a conference table as long as I've seen one inside the Martin County the school board.
You didn't even see like a longer one in a movie when they have
No,
the
that
meeting settings?
Bonnie, I kid you not. The conference table was from that wall to the front door.
No kidding.
It was long.
Ooh,
It was huge.
that is good and long. And did you ask Lori if the conference table has ever been filled? Is it usually filled with
Yeah.
people during meetings that they do have? Do they fill it?
Yeah, they fill that room.
Yeah.
But now due to COVID, they don't fill the room anymore.
Not now.
No. So I walked in, and it was like the table was set for me. There was like a paper plate and a napkin and a bottle of flavored water.
Oh, that's
And
perfect.
I was like, wow. I'm like, I'm not royalty or nothing like that,
You should have told her ahead of time that you like a diet peach Snapple.
Yeah, or something like that, but the hospitality was like, wow, okay, this was nice. Have them a little napkin there, and here I come walking in with the bagels in a brown paper bag, and my little chocolate milk
Yeah.
that I had. So we sat down and we started eating. She takes one bite out of the bagel and she goes, "Oh my gosh, this is so good."
Yeah.
She goes,
Oh.
"Which bagel place did you go to? I'm gonna have to stop there and get me some bagels." So I told her where it was. It was just up the street. So we sat in a conference room for probably a good 30, 45 minutes, and we, shot the breeze, and I got to know her a little bit better, her family, found out what her husband does for a living, just in all sorts of things, and what the afterlife is going to be like. And she's a really cool lady, very, very cool lady for a superintendent, I must say. She she let her guard down a little bit with me because she's gotten to know me.
Yeah.
Where the media, sometimes the media will bash people, and if the media doesn't get what they want, they won't air it or whatnot. So after we had breakfast, then she goes, "Come on, let's give you the nickel tour." So we went around and I saw the different areas, and there was one lady that was working that really, she struck me. I don't know if she is a cancer survivor. I'm not sure, but she was, for the most part, she was bald, and she had some signs up around her desk that said her immune system is compromised, to please keep your distance. And she had a face shield,
Yeah.
and she had signs all around her work area. And this lady was as vibrant as you could ever imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Great personality, great attitude, a smile that I could not have seen any bigger. And, I didn't want to be nosy and ask, why her immune system was compromised. I kind of put 2 and 2 together, and I just looked at her and I smiled. And of course I had my mask on when I was getting the tour from Lori when she had her mask on.
Sure.
And, I just looked at her and I just smiled. I said, "I love all your signs around your cubicle. I think that's awesome.
And you have to give her credit for being at work
Yeah.
and smiling like that with her immune system,
Yeah.
being compromised,
Yes,
like you
yes.
say.
Just the sweetest lady.
That's awesome.
Her attitude, her smile, it was just so infectious. It really it melted my heart. It really got to me. It really did.
And I'm sure they appreciate her at the superintendent's office
Yeah,
as well.
they definitely do.
Yeah.
So we went to the different areas and she showed me, she showed me the area where they have all the computers that they distribute to all the kids that need computers.
Yeah.
Bonnie, I have never seen so many laptops in my entire life as I saw in one room yesterday morning.
There
had to be
it's
thousands.
It's good to hear that they're ready like that, because just think how many, kids in the area need to use the computer to continue.
There had to be thousands of computers that were in this IT room where these guys are. I call them brainy. They're the IT guys that handle all the IT for all the schools and everything.
Kind of like the Geek Squad at
like
Best
the Geek
Buy.
Squad at Best Buy. So there were computers that were stacked from like our tabletop up to the ceiling. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Did you ask Lori if you could take one home?
No, I didn't want to do that. No, absolutely not.
Can I borrow a couple of these
got a laptop,
for a while?
I can borrow. Mine's kind of on the fritz.
You could,
and she probably would have said, sure, just take anyone. Have a pick.
You could have gotten one for me, Evan. Mine here is quite old.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide, when I'm going to go purchase a new one.
I'll have to call Lori later today and say, hey, can you hook a sister up or what?
Yes.
But anyway, so I went to the IT room. They showed me, all the different areas in this massive building. And apparently this is the old news building for the Stuart News, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I know where that building is. Yeah. The Stuart News is kind of like way down there.
It's
like
only 3 miles from here. That's all it is.
I don't know why it feels longer.
It's 3 miles down the road on the left-hand side.
So
you can't miss it.
The Stuart News is not in that building anymore.
No, the school board is in that building.
I see. Okay. I know exactly where you went then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what you're telling me is, I think it's a lot bigger than I even pictured.
Oh yeah, it's massive.
Yeah.
It's massive. So they have human resources, they have this department, that department. They even have the teachers were in there teaching students virtually from their desks. There are teachers in there teaching. And it was so quiet in there.
Oh, that's kind of a neat thing.
It was very peaceful. I felt like I was in a library.
You picture the teachers I was teaching virtually from their homes. It looks like it gives the teachers a chance to go somewhere remote, maybe to feel more like they're going to work.
Yeah.
And being able to set up, there. That's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah. So overall, it was a great visit. We spent, I spent more than an hour there and just kind of hung out. And, I met so many people yesterday on the tour. She introduced me to everybody. And it was pretty impressive. I got to say, that's an impressive operation.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
And now pretty soon, Lori's last day, when did she say her last day is?
It's
28
it's in a couple of weeks. Yeah. She has a great office too.
Yeah.
I saw her office and it overlooks it has a western exposure, so you can see like the sun setting and things like that. She got a gorgeous office. She has an administrative assistant, another secretary for something else, and it was just overall, if I had to rate that on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it a 9, because nothing as far as a 10 as far as I'm concerned.
So now we know where the new superintendent will be working, coming all the way from Kentucky.
Yep, and we're actually going to have Lori in studio with us in a few weeks with the new superintendent for the official passing of the torch for radio.
Yes.
So we're going to have that here.
That's going to be
that's going to be pretty cool. Maybe I'll have to call the bagel shop and get them to send over some bagels and cream cheese.
I'm sure Lori would be loving that again.
Yeah, I'll have to make sure though and get cream cheese with chives in it, because I remember that's exactly the type of cream cheese that Lori likes.
I'll have to order the lox. I've been craving that salmon on a bagel.
Okay. All right. I'll have to make a phone call over there. Maybe I can get them to deliver some stuff over here.
Yeah.
One on a Tuesday And let's go to the news desk. Here's Bonnie.
Thanks, Evan. People who live near waterways prone to harmful algae blooms are no longer the only ones at risk for exposure to toxins. WPTV's Treasure Coast reporter Megan McRoberts has more.
Using every last second of daylight to get some fresh air.
We're always outside. We do. We like to walk.
Misty Connolly's kids cruise around their neighborhood not far from the St. Lucie Lock. Some summers they'll even take their bikes or scooters there.
We see when the water is going, in and out.
Grateful that this year they haven't seen any blue-green algae like they have in the past.
I worry about the air quality around us when we're walking near it.
Scientists with the University of Florida now finding the toxin released into the air from blue-green algae blooms can spread about 10 miles, even on a gentle breeze. For Misty's home west of I-95, that means toxins could be in her air from a bloom as far away as downtown Stuart.
That is scary to think that sea and is miles away could impact you and your family.
Scientists also found that toxins can live in the air for a couple of hours. What's still unknown is what the long-term effects could be of exposure to airborne toxins.
Common sense to know that something is wrong.
Scientists do know exposure from toxins in the water can cause rashes, nausea, and even tumors in wildlife.
It's something out of a sci-fi movie.
The findings mean Misty will be keeping a closer eye on all algae blooms in the future, making sure her kids is safe.
It's scary. It's your home. It's your family. It's the air they breathe daily.
Megan McRoberts, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Early voting has Democratic vice presidential nominee Kamala Harris campaigning in Florida. She made her first stop at a drive-up rally in Orlando.
I had to come here on the kickoff of early voting in Florida because y'all are going to make it happen.
Harris ripped the Trump administration's response to the ongoing pandemic in the U.S., calling it an unprecedented failure. Do you know someone who lost their job this year due to COVID-19's economic crisis? With hundreds of thousands laid off, chances are you do. It might have been you. WPTV's Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders was in Central Florida and has this.
Music is Lauren Long's job.
Can you hear the thunder?
An Orlando booking agent, she and her husband, a musician himself, finding some harmony again.
With things opening, it's giving us a little bit of hope.
After almost losing it all when COVID-19 protections nearly closed it all.
Everything stopped overnight. It was literally in a matter of 24 hours.
Across town, another story.
The situation right now definitely isn't ideal.
Drew Vine, a Central Florida senior, losing a NASA internship to COVID, now wondering if a condensed economy will impact his job search.
What's going to benefit the greater good? And I think economically speaking, that's to open things back up.
The struggle's common in Orlando, the state's tourism mecca, the industry taking the brunt of Florida's total 1.1 million job losses. Families downsizing homes, borrowing money, and using the state's broken unemployment system.
It's been a very challenging time emotionally, physically, for everybody.
A rotten economic experience, now a deciding factor for many in the upcoming election. About 22% of likely Florida voters saying the economy is their top candidate trait, according to recent polling.
We know from research that the economy matters a lot.
Florida State's Hans Hassel says economic concerns always rank high in election cycles, but 2020 is different. While Republicans have historically had an advantage on the issue,
our current economic environment is kind of different because of the virus and the pandemic that's ongoing. And so it's hard to say whether or not voters will penalize the president as much as they normally would.
The polling data available suggests a pretty even divide. About 43% of Floridians saying the economy is doing well, 48% disagreeing.
The economic conditions have essentially washed out that fundamental advantage that Republicans would be expected to have.
Both candidates offer drastically different economic platforms.
The very soul of the nation is at stake.
Joe Biden wants a $15 minimum wage, higher taxes on corporations and the wealthy, and free community college.
We're like a rocket ship. Take a look at the numbers.
Trump promising to return to keeping 2017 tax cuts, bolstering manufacturing, and further pursuit of new foreign trade deals.
I wish there were other options, to be honest.
Neither Vine nor Long say their choice for president came easy, but Vine believes Trump will prevent another shutdown.
I'm definitely a capitalist. I vote for the economy.
And Long is leaning towards Biden.
After coming out of a worldwide pandemic, people want to see change, and we haven't seen a lot of it.
This year's losses now instrumental on the ballot as voters hope the economy's sour note soon strikes a better chord. In Orlando, Forrest Saunders, WPTV, News Channel 5.
And lastly, forecasters in Miami are keeping close tabs on the 26th named storm of the Atlantic hurricane season. Tropical storm Epsilon formed in the middle of the Atlantic yesterday morning and is nearly stationary with 45-mile-per-hour winds. The National Hurricane Center says the storm should be at or near hurricane strength on Thursday as it approaches Bermuda. The World Series getting underway tonight, and Tyler Glasnow will start tonight's World Series opener for the Tampa Bay Rays against the Los Angeles Dodgers. And Blake Snell will be on the mound for Game 2 on Wednesday. Charlie Morton is in line to start Game 3, Rays manager Kevin Cash stated on Monday. News time is 6:27. Weather and traffic together are next.
It is 6:29 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's the Tuesday edition. It's time for traffic and weather together. It's all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, we're looking at a nice path, a nice drive during these early morning Tuesday hours, and not finding any accidents to report on the Turnpike. I-95 looks good. We're clear. There's your latest look at traffic. It's 78 in Port St. Lucie, and Tony tells us this morning that it's only 18 above in central Wisconsin. Whew, that's chilly. Chilly bones. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Tuesday, my sunshines. Temperatures this morning starting off in the upper 70s. Scattered rainfall and some heavy downpours possible for that morning drive. This afternoon, highs in the mid-80s, cloudy with peaks of sunshine, and a 60% chance for on and off rainfall. Winds will remain breezy out east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, lows in the mid-70s, cloudy, but you should have some breaks in the clouds to check out the Orion meteor shower, which peaks tonight. Tomorrow through Thursday will stay wet and breezy with highs in the low to mid-80s. Friday through the weekend, a little bit more sunshine with lower rain chances, highs in the mid to upper 80s. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
I'm the queen of Halloween. COVID-19 ruined everything. If they cancel Halloween, 'cause we're still in quarantine, it would make me so mad. It would suck so bad. Don't you wanna look around and see a bunch of slutty girls dressed like cats crawling on the ground because of how much they drank? Tails, ears, and wings. Too many Tiger Kings. Freddy Krueger in a sweater. Freddie Mercury in leather. Halloween.
6:33 on the Get Up and Go Show. That's a parody off of Madonna's Holiday. It's called Halloween.
Mhm.
And I got to give props. That was pretty good.
That was good. And, you
That
know,
was very good.
like it was really upbeat
Yeah.
situation about it, rather on the fun side.
Yeah.
And I heard her mention Freddie Krueger and Freddie Mercury from
Yeah.
Queen even.
Yeah.
And yeah, that kind of got us moving this morning.
Halloween's just around the corner. It's just a couple of weeks away. I mean, today is October the 20th, so it's 11 days away. Can't believe it's really it's really here. It's going to be a very, very different kind of Halloween this year.
Yeah, 1 week from Saturday it's going to be. And just a friendly note to everybody about keep your little dogs and kitties inside on Halloween. I'm not sure if they're trick-or-treating in my neighborhood, but Halloween can bring out the scary ghosts and goblins. So keep kitty indoors and keep your cat safe.
There you go. Public service announcement from the one and only Bonnie Ashley. Remember to spay and neuter your pets, ladies and gentlemen, and save the pet population. I feel like I'm Bob Barker now.
I know.
At the end of The Price is Right. Remember, he used to do that every single show.
Yeah, he was just terrific
Right,
with that.
right. Remember that, folks. Remember to spay and neuter your pets and save the pet population. This is Bob Barker saying so long.
That's why I admired Bob Barker, because he was like so with the animals, and so is Betty White, I think.
Maybe that should be my new closing line. Maybe that should be my new closing line. And folks, remember to spay and pet your animals and, control the pet population. Have a great morning. We'll see you tomorrow.
Maybe we could find like what's National Pet Month, and we could use it all month during like
that'd
a
be pretty cool.
National Pet Month or
Be
something.
pretty cool. Let's do some viral videos. It's pretty interesting. Thanks to COVID-19, some haunted house hayrides have become drive-through attractions. These people driving past a costumed worker ask her if she wants a hot Cheeto, and she snaps off the perfect response by saying, quote, "No, I'm allergic." Here's the audio. Listen in very carefully.
You want a hot Cheeto?
Just like that.
Yeah, that was like a scary, ghostly way of saying it, I guess. Her voice sounded rather low, almost like a man's.
Yeah, let me play it again.
You want a hot Cheeto?
Of course, we don't know if that was a lady or a man. It looks
No.
like somebody in a big, scary mask and a wig. When I saw the wig and the long hair of it, I consider it like a lady right away. But we don't know who's lurking behind it. But, that looks like a scary haunted Halloween ride.
I don't know if I would want to go through a drive-through Halloween.
I think I would like it. It would be kind of like going through Lion Country Safari. You know how you drive through with your vehicle.
Yeah.
And then, hopefully you got to tell your kids to not have the windows rolled down because that's against the rules. I would have the windows rolled up real tight and the doors locked, going through a scary Halloween situation like that.
Hey, guess what I just found, Bonnie? Listen.
Bob Barker reminding you, help control the pet population. Have your pet spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody.
There you go.
That is classic. And I so miss the days of Bob Barker. And those days when once in a while you just kind of like get to stay home from school and you're feeling under the weather, mom lets you stay home and you're all right. Like I get to watch The Price is Right.
Yeah, definitely control the population, get your dogs and cats spayed or neutered, and then so long.
And he's probably still staying it because Bob Barker, very old, but I believe he's still with us.
I think he is. I hope so. I would love to see him come back and host The Price is Right.
He's like 99 or something
I don't know.
that.
I don't think he'll ever die. He has the Dick Clark syndrome.
Yes.
Hi, you're on the air with Bonnie. Good morning. Yes.
It's Jeff from Port St. Lucie.
Hey, Jeff.
Bonnie was talking about the going through Lion Country Safari.
Yeah.
A friend of mine pulled a prank on somebody one time by taking hamburger meat and smearing it all over his bumpers.
Oh.
So when he went past he was in the lion party, he says he couldn't understand why the lions kept licking his bumper.
Oh, my Lord. You're kidding me.
They got pictures of the daggone cat jumping on his hood. A good thing the car wasn't something he's worried about getting scratched.
Oh, Lord have mercy. So they knew that the guy was going to Lion Country, so they smeared like raw hamburger meat on the guy's bumper.
Yep.
And the guy never knew it.
No idea. Just, he was like, he was, you wouldn't believe it. They got I don't know what was wrong with kept licking the bumpers.
Wow. You just gave me a great idea. Okay. You realize you just fueled my fire because I live for living on the edge and I love doing crazy stuff. And my oldest just took his son and wife to Lion Country. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to buy them some Lion Country tickets for like a certain day that I know they'll go, and I'm gonna like sneak over to their house and rub some hamburger meat on their front bumper and not tell my son at all whatsoever.
You know what? It might be like a good thing just to see the lions because sometimes they're kind of laying there and kind of lazy.
Well, that's what the guy said. He said they were sitting off, we were laying under the tree, and all of a sudden one of their head popped up and like smelling the air and got up and walked over, and the other one came over, and he's got them all surrounded him, like looking, like where does this smell coming from?
They probably can smell it already when you're getting off the interstate, like 10 miles away, and they know you're coming.
You can't think of, when I lived in Panama, for a while. My dad was down there on military duty. My mom brought home this little floppy old cat with big old feet and couldn't stand up. It was flopping all around. It was a little cat. She worked for the SPCA. With no tail. Well, 87 pounds later, we figured out we had an ocelot.
What?
Oh.
Oh my!
And his nickname or his name was Dinky.
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 Dinky. Okay.
Don't be afraid of my cat, Dinky. I used to bring guys home and they'd be like, "Well, I ain't afraid of no cat. What are you talking about, afraid of?"
Yeah, let me introduce you to my cat. My cat's name is Dinky. It's very small.
Dude, you didn't tell me you had a lion in here. It's not a lion. Yeah, wow. Oh man, like running out of the room. It was like, oh my god, I scared more people with that. But that was a good cat to have for conversation. If I ever wanted to meet some friends, put the cat on the leash, take it outside for a walk, and Nikki and I just tootle out, and every girl in that neighborhood.
Now, did you have to have like a special permit to have this cat?
Well, actually not, because an ocelot is not an endangered species.
Okay.
But my father was a very high-ranking military officer. And that cat went, because I lived in 14 different countries in 6 different states before I was 16.
Wow.
Wow.
He would inspect the military bases.
So you're a military brat like I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we could probably compare notes.
What branch of the service was your father in?
Army.
Okay, my dad as well. Is your dad still with us or he's gone?
No, he's passed.
Okay, all right.
He was an auditor, inspector general. He used to come and audit the military base.
Okay. Dad was in the service for 47 years, retired as a colonel.
Yep, that's my dad was a brigadier general.
Wow.
47 years. That's a good long
47 is a long time. How many years was your pops in for?
42 or something like that.
Wow, that's career
Okay.
too.
My
Wow.
dad was in the Battle of the Bulge. I don't know about your dad. What wars
Well,
did your dad go through?
My grandpa is the guy to the right of MacArthur when he was walking up out of the water in the Philippines. That famous picture.
Oh, yes, I remember that. Sure.
Yeah,
wow.
that was my grandfather. Who was
Wow.
Colonel R.D. Brown, I think it was.
Okay.
He was a full-bird colonel. It was, with MacArthur the whole time. But
wow.
It's like you say. When you live in different countries, like you and I obviously have. Did you go overseas a lot or no?
No, I did not. I actually stayed in New York. My dad was always, the one that was always traveling with the military, and we stayed in our apartment in Lefrak City in Queens, New York. And my dad would, come and go. He'd go for so many months, and then he'd come back, etc., so on and so forth.
Tickled me because all the officers under my dad would be driving Porsches and Ferraris and all these fancy cars over there in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Volkswagen Bug, because my dad was one of those prudent persons that would say that a car is to get you from point A to point B as successfully and safely as possible and economically possible. So we couldn't get a BMW or something fancy. We had to get a Volkswagen Super Beetle. But it was funny when you pull up to the gate, to the air base or the army base, whichever we were on, and they would all click their heels and stand up because they had the stickers on the front of the left hand of that bumper.
Yes.
And I was his chauffeur. He was not allowed. He did not. No drivers. I got a driver right there. That boy. He's my driver.
Wow.
How old of a boy were you when you lived in Germany then?
Well, I was born there. I graduated kindergarten in Yokohama, Japan. I went back to Germany when I was 13, and I graduated from Kaiserslautern American High School in 1970.
Wow.
Fascinating.
Do you still have your father's decorations and everything?
I think my older brother pretty much scouted that. I do have a plaque with every base that we've been to and every thing that we've gone. But
we have a wall set up in our home when I moved up here 12 years ago from West Palm. One of the first things that we put up in our home was my dad's formal military portrait in his Class A uniform. It's an oil painting, and we put up all his decorations on the wall. So we have like a memory wall set up for my father. It's got all his medals and just everything. Yeah, and it's got the flag that draped the coffin and everything. So
did you live on a military base much or no?
No, not at all. Not at all. And actually I actually never did.
I was trying to tell somebody the other day about how in the military base, in the movies, you go to the movies, you had to stand up in the first 5 minutes of the movies for the national anthem.
Yeah.
It's like, and that was pretty cool. I mean, nobody argued with that, because everybody, it's Ashton, let's go, stand up. Everybody stand up. All the kids,
Yep. No, just I was a only child raised by a military dad and a mom. My mom never worked because my father firmly believed that the wife should not work, that she should take care of the child.
Right?
He was a colonel. Yeah, he was a colonel.
He was and it's like now all the brothers, we had 4 boys in my family.
Yeah.
None of us went to the military.
Wow. It skipped me.
I did not want to travel one more time. I did not want to be told we're moving to so-and-so tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sounds like you were over it.
It skipped me because my dad asked if I wanted to go in, and he kind of tried to coax me to go in, and I said, no, it's not for me. So it skipped me, and it went to my daughter. My daughter did 9 years, came out as a sergeant. Now she's K-9 cop with City West Palm Beach.
My son is a commander in the Navy.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, he went, because he wanted to, but it was good for him. But my other kids didn't lean on that. But it was like, it's amazing. It's when you live in different parts of the world. But see, we didn't have cell phones back in those days. So when I said goodbye to you as a friend on a military base, in Germany, and I knew we were going to be transferred to Timbuktu or wherever,
Yeah.
I'd never see you again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy. So living near an army base, is it like an officer and a gentleman with a lot of the ladies hanging around ready to meet the soldiers?
Not so much. I mean, I was an avid golfer too. I used to hang out at the golf course in the military base quite a bit, and a lot of the guys were, it's like into, doing the golfing thing, and they all have this intramural stuff. And my dad was, the minute that uniform came off, he was like, just you and me. We don't care.
Yeah, same thing. I can say that when the uniform came off, it just he was dad as far as I was concerned. But boy, dad laid a strict rule down with me. That's all I got to say. I didn't get away with nothing.
He used to have one little thing that you always knew by. Whenever my dad was talking softly, you were in trouble.
Oh no, it was
lower his voice. There's trouble.
It was the opposite with me. When I saw the belt come off the waistband of the pants.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, man. Let me tell you, I got my butt beat like you have no idea when I was a child. Oh yeah. Man.
Lord.
Ooh, it was bad. It was bad. But anyway, you know what? I'm thankful because if I wasn't brought up the way that I was, I wouldn't be the man that I am today, and then I wouldn't be able to pass it on to my kids.
Yeah.
So that's the way I look at it.
When you see the other part of the world, you just sort of really realize how good we have it here.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely. So
there was a whole 7-year streak where we weren't anywhere near the United States, and boy, I tell you what, you'd kill for a McDonald's hamburger.
Yeah, I hear
this
you.
was back in the time there were no cell phones. There was none of that.
Yeah,
that we got today.
Cheeseburgers were just 29 cents back.
Yep. Mom used to give us $1. You could get a milkshake, you could get French fries, you could get a cheeseburger,
all
maybe
for a
get
buck.
a hot apple pie.
All for a buck.
And gas was $1.29 a gallon.
No, it was less than that. It was like maybe a quarter.
Like 70 cents a gallon.
It was like 20 cents a gallon.
I guess maybe it was before me. I remember my earliest memory is like $1.05.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cheap too.
Hey, we got to run. We're up against news, man. I really enjoyed the conversation, man. Brought back some great memories. You too. Have a great day. God bless. It is now 6:48. Boy, I enjoyed that phone call.
Yeah, I did too.
I really did. Brought back some memories of my dad.
And he gave us a good idea for a country safari.
Yeah,
wow,
definitely
man.
gave me a good idea.
All of the
Maybe I'll
animals
do it
will
to
be
Brian
following
Pasio's
you.
car.
Maybe just do it to him as he's riding through town, and
there
maybe
you
all
go.
the feral cats will come out and follow.
6:49. Let's go to the news desk. Here's Bonnie.
Thanks, Evan. Hundreds of passengers were infected and dozens of people died after a cruise ship set sail at the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic. WPTV's Ryan Hughes has details.
Reporting live from the fjords in New Zealand.
Diane Fish has set sail on board countless cruise ships, experiencing new adventures all around the world.
I decided a couple years ago that I'm going to start living my dream, which is to travel.
The Caribbean, Italy, Norway, but the chance to explore down under
I touched kangaroos.
was near the top of her bucket list.
I wanted to see a real kangaroo in its environment.
The travel agent from Delray Beach spent 2 years planning a trip to Australia with a group of clients. Then they hopped on board the Ruby Princess for a 14-day cruise around New Zealand.
And this is cruising. We're just enjoying it.
But Fish's once-in-a-lifetime voyage left the port of Sydney on March 8th, just 3 days before the World Health Organization declared the coronavirus a pandemic and countries around the world were on heightened alert.
I didn't hear about people being sick. I mean, we went to happy hour every day. We enjoyed that.
Fish says it felt like a normal cruise, but Vicky Anzalatas with Shine Lawyers in Australia tells WPTV that's part of the problem.
There were clearly passengers within days of that cruise beginning that were displaying symptoms consistent with coronavirus. No one was told anything.
Shine Lawyer says the Ruby Princess has been linked to 28 deaths and about 900 infections. Now, more than 800 passengers have joined a class action lawsuit filed in July against Carnival Corporation and Princess Cruises, citing negligence. Anzalatas, who's part of the legal team representing those passengers, says the cruise line failed to warn everyone on board about the risks of a deadly virus.
Do you think that cruise should have ever left in the first place?
I don't think the cruise should have left in the first place, no. And that's part of our case.
With nearly 2,700 passengers on board, the Ruby stopped at several ports and tourists explored the towns. But as Australia enacted restrictions for the virus, the Ruby turned around for Sydney, cutting the journey short.
That particular cruise was the cause of COVID being spread not only to different parts of Australia, but the world.
Fish says all 10 people in her group tested positive, including her and her husband, after making the long trip home.
Flew out of Sydney through San Francisco, and then the rest went on to their destination, which was, we went to Philadelphia, we went to Fort Lauderdale, and up to Orlando.
A New South Wales government inquiry says health authorities made inexcusable and serious mistakes by allowing sick passengers to disembark. The inquiry also states NSW Health should have ensured cruise ships were aware of changes in protocol regarding COVID cases, essentially taking the blame off Princess Cruises. The cruise line would not comment on pending litigation, but in a statement says, quote, Princess Cruises has been sensitive to the difficulties the COVID-19 outbreak has caused to our guests and crew. Our response throughout this process has focused on the well-being of our guests and crew within the parameters dictated to us by the government agencies involved in the evolving medical understanding of this new illness. Fish is not part of the lawsuit and would like to see the cruise industry back up and running.
It's got to get fixed. It has to get fixed.
Ryan Hughes, WPTV, News Channel 5.
A sealed deposition given by Ghislaine Maxwell, the close confidant of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, can be unsealed. A federal appeals court ruled Monday. WPTV's news anchor Michael Williams explains.
Ghislaine Maxwell lost her fight to keep her testimony in the case against Jeffrey Epstein sealed. A federal court of appeals issued that order today. Maxwell's lawyers argued stealing the documents would hurt their client's rights for a fair trial. They also argued there could be privacy concerns because of the nature of the deposition. Jeffrey Epstein's longtime associate remains in jail facing conspiracy and perjury charges as they relate to the case against the late sexual predator. Maxwell expected to go to trial next summer.
The Arizona Cardinals crushed the Dallas Cowboys 38-10 in the nightcap of Monday Night Football in Dallas. The Dallas Cowboys have lost another starter on their offense, with Pro Bowl right guard Zach Martin suffering a concussion, and that was at 5:07 left in the first quarter against the Arizona Cardinals. He was ruled out as the second half began with the Cowboys trailing 21-3. Also in NFL last night, Kansas City Chiefs beat Buffalo 26-17. News time 6:54. Weather and traffic together coming up.
$6:55 right now on the Get Up and Go show. It's the Tuesday edition. It's time for traffic and weather together. All brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, no accidents on the Treasure Coast. Everything is well this morning as you're traveling. It should be a nice ride. No accidents. There's your latest look at traffic. It's 81 in Stuart and in Portofino, Italy, 61. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Tuesday, my sunshines. Temperatures this morning starting off in the upper 70s. Scattered rainfall and some heavy downpours possible for that morning drive. This afternoon, highs in the mid-80s, cloudy with peaks of sunshine and a 60% chance for on and off rainfall. Winds will remain breezy out of the east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, lows in the mid-70s, cloudy, but you should have some breaks in the clouds to check out the Orion meteor shower, which peaks tonight. Tomorrow through Thursday will stay wet and breezy with highs in the low to mid 80s. Friday through the weekend, a little bit more sunshine with lower rain chances, highs in the mid to upper 80s. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to morningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
6:59 on the Get Up and Go show. We're coming up on 7 o'clock here in just a few moments, and coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, John Budensink is going to be here from the Martin County Sheriff's Office. He's going to be talking all about all the different things that are going on. Major John Budensink. We're going to be talking about the overdose situation that's been going on in Martin County that the sheriff's office has been called out to more times than we can, snap a finger at. We have to step back right now. We're WSTU Stewart. We're Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next. And then in the 7 o'clock hour, we're going to do birthdays and anniversaries. We'll have a little bit of stupid news. And then in the 8 o'clock hour, like I mentioned before, Major John Budensink is going to be here along with Randy Siegel and his report as well. So don't you dare go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. In fact, just crank it up a notch, and we'll be back right after the news.
Coming to you live from Seward, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the Get Up and Go Show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
7:07 on the Get Up and Go Show, hour number 2 in full effect.
You're the most amazing guy.
I thank you very much for saying that, Mr. President.
You my baby's daddy.
Well, I'm not your baby's daddy, that's for darn sure.
Eat your damn dinner.
Okay, I'll eat my dinner. But, you know, I want to ask once again, how would you rate me, Mr. President?
You're the most amazing guy.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Bonnie, he thinks I'm amazing.
You're amazing. How do you rate for tonight? Do you think you'll be able to stay awake up till 9 past 10 o'clock for another debate?
I don't know. Let me ask Mr. President.
You're the most amazing guy.
There you go. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't.
I can't wait for it. And I can't wait to see if this one's going to be just a little bit more tame tonight with the action. And with
I'm going to record it.
With the microphone shut off.
Yeah, I'm just going to record it. I'm going to sit down. Hopefully the wife will cook dinner tonight. She'll put my plate on the table and she'll say to me,
Eat your damn dinner.
there you go. It's exactly what she's going to do.
Just don't eat turkey or you might not be able to stay awake for the debate.
What's turkey got to do with anything?
It has.
It's going to be 2 turkeys on the stage, for God's sakes. Right?
It has that flavor in it. It has that thing in it that makes you sleepy.
No.
Tryptophan
What?
or something like that. It's called tryptophan.
Are you like a rocket scientist all of a sudden?
Yeah, it's something in turkey and that's why it makes you sleepy after you have the big meal on Thanksgiving.
Really?
Yeah, something in the turkey that makes you a little
If
sleepy.
that's the case, if it makes you sleepy, then I need to start eating turkey 7 days a week because I have issues sleeping.
Yeah.
And if I eat turkey, then it's going to help me sleep.
There you go. Just maybe have a nice mayonnaise and turkey sandwich before you go to bed.
I'll get some turkey breasts from the deli at Publix when I get out of here then.
Yeah, or if you want to keep it lighter too, Evan, minus the bread, just eat the turkey, pour a little salt on the turkey maybe and dip it into some light mayonnaise.
Okay.
Perfect before bedtime.
Okay. I will do that. Okay. I will definitely do that. Let's do some birthdays and anniversaries and back in the day.
News on the radio. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Today's date, October the 20th, 2020. And do you know that tonight, okay, 12, let me think about this for a minute. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so do you know that in military time tonight at 8 o'clock, okay, this will never happen again. Never happen again. In military time, it's going to be 20, 20, 20.
Ooh, that's really cool.
20, 20, 20.
Yeah.
If you're into numerology. 20, 20, 20 tonight.
You're right. So that's like around
At 8:20. At
tonight.
8:20 tonight, it'll be 20, 20, 20.
Oh.
That will never, ever happen again. Never.
Okay, so, it's a good time to celebrate that. Oh, there's something else in effect for tonight, too.
What?
It looks like a meteor shower that occurs annually due to Earth passing through
Should
dust.
I get my umbrella out?
Through dust. I don't know if you need the umbrella for this.
Okay.
Released by Halley's Comet, that's set to peak tonight and throughout Wednesday.
My daughter has a comet.
And you can expect to see up to 20 meteors per hour when the Orionoid meteor shower peaks. And I
Okay.
believe that, too, starts tonight.
I didn't know my daughter had a comet.
Your daughter has a comet?
Yeah, her name's Haley.
Oh, Haley's
You said
Comet.
Haley's Comet.
Named after Haley. That's
Yeah.
right. I
They
forgot
named
all
that
about
after my
that.
daughter.
Haley, that's a name you don't hear too often
No.
either.
No, and she spells it differently. It's Hayley. A lot
I
of
like
people
it.
spell it Haley.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I like the way she spells it. I like the name.
She's still up in a tree, by the way, in Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did she get her buck?
I don't
yet?
know.
Or
I don't
guess,
know. I'll have to call her and find out.
Or she didn't, I suppose, or else she wouldn't be up in the tree anymore. There is usually a limit.
Yeah, it's like up the creek without a paddle. It's like
Yeah.
watching the show Schitt's Creek.
Is she dressing like really warm? Well, she's up in a tree stand, right?
Yeah, she's up on a tree stand.
Yeah. Would you have the
She has no
patience
fear.
for that, Evan,
No.
to be up there
you
shivering?
Won't, you won't
and,
catch me up a tree. No,
yeah.
absolutely not.
My family and relatives, they're deer hunters and they have done it, but I've even growing up as a kid, even when I reached 13 and you can start hunting, I just never had, the patience to sit out there shivering in the woods waiting for Bambi.
There you go. God. Bambi.
Bambi.
You had to say Bambi, didn't you?
Yeah.
At least you didn't say Rudolph. So what do you have for me? You got anybody that's having a birthday?
Oh, all month I've been enjoying baby showers and birthdays, and I guess nobody to buy for until Gary.
Okay. Well, we got Phil coming in here next Monday. It's his birthday.
Oh, wait, maybe I should bring in a little delight for Phil.
Yeah. We have Phil coming in, and then also we have some other people coming in as well. So we're going to be doing the one chip challenge on the air on Monday with a very special couple of guests in studio.
It's already making me sweat.
Yeah, I
just
showed you the
thinking
video
it.
about the one chip challenge. It's going to be brutal.
It is.
Anyway, good morning. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
Good morning, sir.
Oh, wow. We haven't heard from this guy in a while. How are you, Bentley?
Doing well, sir. Getting ready for the one chip challenge.
Oh,
sir.
Are you really?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and how are you getting ready for that?
Well, I am preparing the chip with the Carolina pepper. Sir.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Very good. Very good. And how are you preparing this? Because I don't see how that's possible, how you can prepare it unless you're doing your own homemade version, because I went and purchased the actual chip online and it came to my house yesterday. And when I opened the box, there was like a puff of smoke that came out of the box.
It was probably on fire, sir.
Yeah, like somebody's mouth is going to be next Monday.
Yes.
Now, are you going to make an appearance next Monday? Because you do realize that next Monday is Phil's birthday.
Yes, I was told to have a cake ready, sir.
Okay. All right. Very good. And what are you going to put on the cake? Are you going to bake the cake or what?
I'm going to bake the cake, and I was told to put those bean boozles all over them, sir.
Oh. Okay.
You know what, Bentley? You might want to hold back on that. That's like really, really mean. Phil had enough of that over a week ago. His mouth was on fire.
Yeah, definitely so.
So I shouldn't listen to Fredo then.
No, please don't listen to Fredo on this one. Just do you happen to know what kind of birthday cake that Phil likes, just out of curiosity?
He just likes cake.
He likes cake.
Yeah.
Okay, just like he likes pie, he likes cake.
From what I've heard, he likes pie.
Okay, very good. So we'll get him. I wonder if he'll be satisfied with just a vanilla cake, Bonnie.
A vanilla
or
cake.
Or chocolate, or half and half.
Vanilla cake is good, yes.
Okay.
Do you think Phil likes those little pies like that I see at Circle K in the morning? I saw these little pies, and one was filled with what it said. It said real cocoa cream.
Oh.
It's like a cocoa cream pie.
I heard that Phil loves cream pies.
He loves cream pie.
Yes,
too.
that's what I heard.
That's what I've been told. Yes.
I heard about that. He loves to have the pie with the whipped cream on top.
That's good to know.
Yes,
yeah.
Very good. Do you like that, Bonnie?
I like cheesecake. I like cheesecake with the strawberries on top. And
have you ever had like any kind of pie with cream on top, like a cream pie?
Yeah, I have, like that coconut cream pie I've had before.
Okay. You like your cream pie coconut flavored?
Yeah, Ellie's Deli makes a good one.
Oh, really?
That coconut cream pie.
Okay.
Yeah, and their peanut butter pie is good and creamy too.
Okay, very good, very good.
Very moist.
So maybe Lakeisha might be able to join us. Who knows? Anything's possible. Can you reach her and see if she might like to join us for the big birthday celebration along with you?
I will give her a call, sir, and see if she'll be able to either call in or come by.
Okay, very good, very good, very good.
It's going to be a big birthday celebration.
So what is on your agenda for today, if you don't mind me asking?
I am going to be serving the Trumps today, sir. I was hired to help serve the president when they go to Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Rumor has it he's coming into town. There was an FAA alert put out. When that usually happens, that means the president's coming into town.
And I think he wants to step outside and do like an early vote in person.
Yes,
that's a possibility.
Because he's a registered voter here in Palm Beach County.
That's right.
So having him go to the polls will cause a lot of ruckus.
Woo.
Maybe that might be another job for Fredo for Fredo's protection agency.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
could be
Fredo's
like a,
Protection Service.
Yes,
Yes.
Fredo's Protection Service. Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Well, Bentley, I appreciate the phone call this morning, and you get to working on that birthday cake, and we will collaborate over the weekend. We'll get it in my fridge, and we will bring it in here on Monday for Phil, along with Sergeant Brian Bazio and his fellow police officer friend who is going to be doing the One Chip Challenge live in studio. Now, I watched online, Bentley. I showed Bonnie the video. Akbar, who is one of the hosts of that TV show, American Ninja Warrior, he bit into the whole entire chip. He just stuck the chip in his mouth. And he's like, ain't no hot chip going to make a brother go down. So he bit into the chip and he started sweating profusely. And he was starting to drink milk and this and that and the other. And it went on for a good 15 minutes. I felt bad for the guy.
Yes, even if you go online, sir, I've seen a few of these videos, and there's a guy called the Cinema Snob who did it. Knox Bigley did it. These guys do this little chip challenge flavor for me.
you know what I'm fearful of is you might not be able to smell it after doing that, because wouldn't you think it would like burn all of your little nose hairs?
Well, they give a warning. They say to make sure don't touch it, and then don't touch your skin, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, or anything.
Yeah.
Afterwards, you got to use gloves to pick it up.
Whew,
It's brutal.
Yeah, it is.
It's brutal. So we'll see.
Just caution.
See what his tolerance level is next Monday.
Yes.
All right, Bentley, we've got to run. Thank you so much for calling in. It's good to hear you're still alive and doing well, and keep up the good work. I appreciate it.
My pleasure, sir.
Have a great day, Bentley. Bye-bye for now. All right. That was Bentley, our private concierge. We have to get him back in here because I miss having that service in the studio here.
And those were mouth-watering cakes that he was mentioning too, and just my mouth is salivating.
Yes,
if that's a word.
Speaking of salivating, that's the word you're looking for. Speaking of having the munchies, the 420 king himself, Snoop Dogg, is 49 years old today.
Oh, I've been seeing him with Martha Stewart.
Yeah, they're 420 buddies.
420 buddies. Yeah. And what were they advertising? Pringles or
probably 420 Pringles or something of that nature.
Or some kind of taco chips where the dip is in the chip or something like that.
Jim Westbrook from Little Big Town's 49 years old today. Danny Boyle is 64. That's Steve Jobs' director. Keith Hernandez, former New York Mets All-Star. I've actually got his cell phone number.
Really?
I could call him up because he's one of the broadcasters that does spring training over at Clover Park.
Oh yeah.
He's on SNY along with I'm drawing a mind blank. Keith and Ron Darling. Yes. So I should call him, but I don't want to tick him off.
Oh,
that would really make him mad.
Ooh.
Celebrating birthdays in the heavens, the one and only Tom Petty. Tom Petty passed away 3 years ago.
I can't believe that was 2017 already that we lost Tom Petty.
Yep. How about Bela Lugosi? Dracula.
Oh, yeah.
Passed away in 1956.
Wow.
William Christopher celebrating a birthday in the heavens. That's Father Mulcahy from MASH.
Mulcahy,
yes. Yes. Jerry Orbach. Lenny Briscoe on Law and Order. Earl Hindman celebrating a birthday. A lot of people celebrating birthdays in the heavens. Grandpa Jones from Hee Haw and the Grand Ole Opry celebrating a birthday. And the one and only Mickey Mantle celebrating a birthday in the heavens today.
And what year did Mickey Mantle pass?
Mickey Mantle passed in 1995. He was born in 1931. So he died at the age of 64 years old.
He was young when he passed, huh? Yeah.
Yep. Today is National Day of Writing, whatever that means. I guess we have to write something down of that nature.
Okay. Write little post-it notes.
Yeah,
of
write a post-it note, stick it on the wall.
What you have to get done today.
There you go.
That kind of action.
12 days until daylight savings time. That's when we take the clocks and put the clocks back 1 hour, not ahead 1 hour, but back 1 hour. So we gain an extra hour's worth of sleep.
We do. And and that's the weekend that I'm on vacation.
It's not going to help me any at all.
Very first weekend of my vacation.
Yeah, that's also the weekend of the air show.
It is.
The Stewart Air Show. So I hope people remember to put their clocks back an hour so they get to the air show on time.
I want to get out there to see that motorcycle fly over the moving plane.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty cool. It's
That
definitely
is.
going to be very cool. It is 7:21 right now on the Get Up and Go show. It's the Tuesday edition with Evan and Bonnie. Let's go to the news desk. Bonnie is standing by with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. People who live near waterways prone to harmful algae blooms are no longer the only ones at risk for exposure to toxins. WPTV's Treasure Coast reporter Megan McRoberts has more.
Using every last second of daylight to get some fresh air.
We're always outside. We do. We like to walk.
Misty Connolly's kids cruise around their neighborhood not far from the St. Lucie Lock. Some summers they'll even take their bikes or scooters there.
We see when the water is going, in and out.
Grateful that this year they haven't seen any blue-green algae like they have in the past.
I worry about the air quality around us when we're walking near it.
Scientists with the University of Florida now finding the toxin released into the air from blue-green algae blooms can spread about 10 miles, even on a gentle breeze. For Misty's home west of I-95, that means toxins could be in her air from a bloom as far away as downtown Stuart.
That is scary to think that something you can't even see and is miles away could impact you and your family.
Scientists also found the toxins can live in the air for a couple of hours, but still unknown is what the long-term effects could be of exposure to airborne toxins.
Common sense to know that something is wrong.
Scientists do know exposure from toxins in the water can cause rashes, nausea, and even tumors in wildlife.
It's something out of a sci-fi movie.
The findings mean Misty will be keeping a closer eye on all algae blooms in the future, making sure time outside for her kids is safe.
It's scary. It's your home, it's your family, it's the air they breathe daily.
Megan McRoberts, WPTV, News Channel 5.
A group of small business owners in Indian River County is banding together to boost sales this holiday season. WPTV's Lenny Supal shows you the unique way how businesses hope to get shoppers to spend local.
It's actually starting to pick up. I'm seeing a lot of faces from up north.
This year marks a milestone for Dunbar. She's celebrating a decade as the owner of the Mason Beach gift shop, but understands that this holiday season needs to be handled with care.
March and April have been our biggest months in this town. We missed that. We lost that because that's when we were closed.
As more seasonal shoppers return, she's serving something new. You got your wine license. That is a really unique strategy.
I just got it. I haven't really done too much with it yet. I just got a little bit of wine and have some displays going with gift baskets and that sort of thing. I've just gotten approval from the city to put tables outside.
Dunbar's outdoor display prompted her to team up with nearby retailers. On November 13th, they'll kick off the holiday shopping season with a sidewalk sale. The event will benefit the Hibiscus Children's Center while encouraging the community to support their neighborhood stores.
Retail as an industry is incredibly competitive.
A trend the National Retail Federation is also noticing as small businesses join forces to boost sales.
When you face times like this, the retailers truly come together, not just as an industry, but as colleagues, as people that are looking out for the communities that they serve.
A strategy for the holiday season that's helping neighborhood businesses stay afloat.
Yeah, November and December are usually pretty good here, so fingers crossed it still is.
In Vero Beach, Lenny Supal, WPTV News Channel 5.
AMC Theaters is looking for ways to get moviegoers back into the theaters. One way that is by offering private screening rooms for $99. Last week, AMC said they could be depleted of cash by the end of the year due to the coronavirus affecting attendance. So this is their effort to find creative solutions to its unprecedented financial problems. On its website, AMC said you could invite up to 20 friends to join you. Popcorn is extra. The price to rent out a theater can go up to $349, depending on what movie you select to watch. The rental option is available in most states except New York, Alaska, and Hawaii. Lastly, Jeff Bridges says he's been diagnosed with lymphoma, but, quote, although it is a serious disease, the prognosis is good. He said he's starting treatment and will keep us posted on his recovery. Jeff turned 71 in December. Lymphoma is a cancer of part of the immune system, and there are several types. It's unclear which one Jeff was diagnosed with. The World Series gets underway tonight. The Tampa Bay Rays take on the LA Dodgers in Game 1 of the Best of 7 series at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. Rays starter Tyler Glasnow says he's looking forward to pitching opposite Dodgers ace Clayton Kershaw.
It's unbelievable. It was someone who grew up watching him pitch. Obviously, too, just being a
being the Dodgers, kind of where I'm from, it's a special moment for me for sure.
The Rays are looking for their first ever World Series win, while the Dodgers in 1988. It's news time, 7:26. Weather and traffic together next.
$7:27 on the Get Up and Go show. It's the Tuesday edition. It's time for traffic and weather together. It's all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, we're not finding any accidents to report for this Tuesday morning, and if you're heading on the major roads right now, it's a good ride. We don't have any accidents north or southbound. And there's your latest look at traffic. And it's 81, partly cloudy in Stewart. In Newtown, North Dakota this morning, 32 and cloudy. Here's your forecast at WPTV.
Happy Tuesday, my sunshines. Temperatures this morning starting off in the upper 70s. Scattered rainfall and some heavy downpours possible for that morning drive. This afternoon, highs in the mid-80s, cloudy with peaks of sunshine, and a 60% chance for on and off rainfall. Winds will remain breezy out of the east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, lows in the mid-70s, cloudy, but you should have some breaks in the clouds and check out the Orionid meteor shower, which peaks tonight. Tomorrow through Thursday will stay wet and breezy with highs in the low to mid-80s. Friday through the weekend, a little bit more sunshine with lower rain chances, highs in the mid to upper 80s. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
Are you a fat, hairy pig who loves to hang out at the pool and stare at young women behind your mirrored sunglasses? When you sit down in the hot tub, does it look like you're stuck in a bowl of seaweed? Then you, my friend, need Bob's Back Wax, the only hair removal system guaranteed to make you at least 50% less disgusting or your money back. At Bob's, we specialize in big, rug-like gorilla backs, the kind of guys who look like they've got afros growing from their shoulders. We use only heavy-duty weed whackers to rip the hair out by the roots, giving you at least a month before you once again become a human Bigfoot. And at Bob's Back Wax, all our employees are hat chicks and thongs, trained to act like you aren't the revolting side of hair beef you really are. So come on in to Bob's Back Wax and get human before the summer gets here. Trust me, the guy who cleans the pool drain will thank you for it.
Yeah, for sure, right? Guy who cleans the pool drain will thank you for it.
That's right.
Bob's Back Wax. Let's do some stupid news.
And now it's time for Stupid News,
It's so stupid and awesome.
where we ask the important questions.
Are some people too stupid to live? Why are people so stupid? Are you effing stupid?
All right, so this first story is about Amanda McClure, who tortured her boyfriend mentally and physically for 3 days before hiring someone at attempting to kill him, and was planning on dismembering his body with help from her sister and the father. The reason she was planning to do this was because Amanda's father developed an incest relationship with Amanda. Convinced her that the boyfriend had to go so they could get married and have kids together. Oh my gosh.
Yikes.
A close friend of the family got wind of this, and authorities got wind of this and reported it to the police. Amanda's boyfriend apparently left town unexpectedly, so they figured he'd been killed. So they proceeded with moving forward to get married. So the father and the daughter, I guess, went to go get married.
So this is the daughter and her own biological father?
Yeah, they went to the courthouse to get married, and as they were about to do their wedding vows, in strolls Amanda's boyfriend with police in tow. Amanda, her father, and sister were all arrested and charged accordingly.
Surprise, he
Hello.
did live.
Yeah, he lived.
And he came to see the wedding
Yeah.
or to find out if it was real or not. And
Stopped at the altar,
I bet his chin was dropping straight to the floor.
and then some. No wedding bells for that couple.
Yeah.
An Indian martial artist showed off his strength and precision when he donned a blindfold and smashed 50 coconuts that were arranged around the body of another man.
We saw that in a viral video last week, didn't
Yeah.
we?
No, that was the walnuts. The video shows the man wearing a blindfold and smashing the coconuts
Yeah.
without hitting the other man with a sledgehammer. The man smashed 50 coconuts in a 1 minute time period. Wow.
Wow. He's a coconut slasher.
Yeah, I was smashing the nuts.
A new music group called Slashing Coconuts.
Yeah, slashing coconuts. Let's go over to the Tampa area as 2 Hillsborough County deputies were responding to a pedestrian versus vehicle crash. The sheriff's office said they ran over the same pedestrian who had already been dead.
Oh.
The incident happened around 4 o'clock in the morning this past Sunday. Officials said a 27-year-old Orlando man walked onto Hillsborough Avenue and was struck by a 41-year-old Summerfield woman driving east. The woman reported the crash and is cooperating with the authorities. Now, as 2 Hillsborough deputies responded to the crash, both of them hit the same pedestrian still lying in the middle of the road.
That's really sad.
The Florida Highway Patrol said the pedestrian had already been killed in the first collision. The deputies, 24 and 25 years old, have been with Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office since January and May of 2019. Florida Highway Patrol is going to conduct a crash investigation.
Evan, did you see the video of footage too this morning of the motorcyclists down south of us, like in the Boynton area? It looked like they had the Atlantic Avenue exit on I-95 where they were riding their motorcycles for a charity event of all things.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And there was like a hot pursuit police chase with one of them.
Yeah, I saw that.
And by the looks of it, boy, I saw some of them just riding these wheelies, right down Interstate I-95.
Yep.
It's for like a good cause, I guess. It's for charity, but some of them get kind of, kind of like out of control on the bikes and
Yeah.
try to do these wild things.
Yep.
So they have to be chased by police, I guess.
I saw that happening. Let's go to Anchorage, Alaska, where 41-year-old Marie Athens is an anchor at ABC Fox CW station in Anchorage, Alaska. Now, last Friday, she posted a Facebook video in the station's control room where she said she had breaking news about how Anchorage's mayor, Ethan Berkowitz, had his male genitalia posted on an underage girl's website. The video is pretty strange. She's talking as if she's doing a news promo, but she seems upset and unfocused, like something is off. Now, the police and FBI investigated her allegation about the mayor, and they found it wasn't true. But what was true is that Maria and Ethan had an affair, which he admitted to on Monday.
Oh.
And then after Marie posted the video, she punched the station manager, who she was also having an affair with. She was arrested for assault, criminal mischief, and disorderly conduct. I guess that is one news anchor who gets around.
Oh! Yeah, and even in one workplace.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, breaking news in this studio, in that studio.
Sometimes doesn't it feel small when you go to work anyway, and there are certain days you just don't want to be around people?
Yeah.
But to make your workplace even smaller by having affairs with two fellow employees.
Yeah. Here's a very interesting story, Bonnie. You might find this a little creepy. A woman has called off her wedding to a ghost after he fell into a bad gang and started to drink and take drugs while they were holidaying together.
She needs Beetlejuice.
Yes. Amethyst Realm explains that she called things off with Ray, the ghost, and used sage to keep him at bay. She said, quote, "We called the wedding off," Amethyst said. "It was going really well until we went on holiday, and that was about last May, and then he completely changed. The ghost changed. I think maybe he fell in with a bad crowd when we were on holiday. He just started becoming really inconsiderate. He would disappear for long periods of time."
A ghost disappearing?
Yeah, he would disappear for long periods of time, and when he did come back, he'd bring other spirits to the house, and they just stay around for days. So she called off the wedding because of that.
So she says Sage seems to keep the ghosts at bay.
Yes.
I'll have to remember that next time.
Sage. Okay, remember
Okay.
Sage, okay?
I'll write that down.
Next story, a heartbroken bride has called off her wedding last minute after discovering her husband-to-be allegedly slept with a bridesmaid. The woman was said to have learned of her father's alleged indiscretion while on her way to church in the area of Central Florida last week. Now, the groom is accused of sleeping with the bride's best friend, who also happened to be a bridesmaid on the big day. Mobile phone footage shows the infuriated woman stepping out of a car in her white wedding gown and refusing to go inside the church. She calls off the wedding ceremony and promptly walks away from the venue.
They should play the Beach Boys' "I Get Around"
Right?
at their wedding celebration.
Ooh, that's brutal.
Yeah.
We have a phone call. Let's go to the phones. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this? Oh, look who it is. It's the one and only Mr. Ladies Man himself. Fredo's in the house.
Yeah, I DJ'd a wedding over the weekend.
Yeah?
It got canceled because the night before at the wedding rehearsal, the bride walked in and found the groom doing rehearsal with the bridesmaid. Yeah, man.
What?
Yeah. So I didn't get paid. I didn't like that at all.
He was doing rehearsal with the bridesmaid. Did you say
Yeah, man.
rehearsal or reversal? Which one?
It was
Did I lose you there? We have a bad phone connection.
no.
Apparently. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hello. There's a lot of static on the line. Are you there, Fredo?
They were having their own rehearsal.
Oh, okay. I thought you said reversal. I'm sorry.
Yeah, after the rehearsal dinner, she comes in there. The groom is having his own rehearsal with the bridesmaid. Yeah. man.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
All right.
he was just practicing to make sure that he got out his phrases right for the actual day.
I'm sure.
Yeah, man. I
And
don't
then-
blame him. Get it all out before you get married. Then you can't, mess around anymore.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you don't do it the night before you get married.
No, you never do. You don't even see your future wife. You're not supposed to do anything. You don't do it. You don't do nothing. You don't do anybody. You just get ready for the wedding the night before. I knew what I did on my night before my wedding. I just hung out with my best man and my kids, my boys, and that was it.
Is that true, Evan?
Yeah, that's all we did. We just hung out and watched TV.
Okay.
Yeah, on my 6th wedding, I did that.
Your 6th wedding?
Yeah, man.
What happened to the other 5?
We don't get into that.
Okay.
Nah, they all took my money eventually.
Oh,
yeah, man. All the
okay.
records I made and, the stuff I did with, Barry Gordy Jr. and all that,
With who? Barry Gordy Jr.?
Barry
Yeah,
Gordy,
man.
the one and only?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You've got a good track record, obviously.
Did you spend time up in Detroit?
Oh, yeah. I hope Rick James makes some of those albums on the Motown label. The
Oh.
Temptations and the Four Tops. Yeah, man.
Were you involved in that album that Rick James did that had Give It To Me Baby and Super Freak on it?
Absolutely. Yeah,
wow.
man.
I remember seeing Rick James open up for Earth, Wind, and Fire at the Hollywood Sportatorium down in Hollywood, Florida, many eons ago. Probably, I want to say 40 years ago it had to be.
Well, you saw me in the band then, because I was there. I was in the band at the time. Yeah,
You're
man.
that old?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think you were that old.
No, I didn't. I guessed you to be
nobody,
about 35. maybe.
nobody. We never really have known how old Fredo is.
Yeah, all this time I'm seeing him as a lanky man.
Oh, you accuse Fredo of being lanky?
Semi-tall, but maybe age 35.
Frankie,
I am in the
Fredo, she called you lanky.
condition. Yeah, man.
She called you lanky. She called you lanky.
Well, we won't get into that on the air.
Okay. So how old are you, or you don't want to divulge your
We
information?
don't discuss my age on the air.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, where did you go to high school at?
Oh, I went to high school in Detroit. Yeah, man.
You did? Okay. And what year did you graduate?
1984. Anyways, yeah, that's when I graduated. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that would make you about 60 years old.
Oh.
You'd be my age.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just want to check. All right. What's on your agenda for today?
Well, I got the mobile rub. I'll be out on Cove Road today.
Cove Road. Oh, you're going to Cove Road.
No, I don't have anything on Canada today. I got some on Cove Road there.
Okay.
Right across the street from the nursing home. Yeah, man. There's some hot older ladies. They're coming over. They want their foot massage. Yeah, man.
Oh, okay. Very
Maybe-
interesting.
Maybe they'll buy medallions too for the men at the
Yeah,
home.
exactly.
Well, that is in the gift set section. Yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, you have a
gift.
gift. You have a gift shop now in your mobile rub vehicle.
Yeah, man. I got my autographed pictures. I got my my records.
Oh.
I got medallions from Medallion Man.
Are you talking about your jailhouse records?
Jailhouse records? What are you talking about?
Well, you said you had records that you had there, so I know you've been in jail many moons ago, so I didn't know if
we
you
don't
had your.
discuss these things on the air.
Oh,
Evan.
I'm sorry.
telling you that.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
man.
I'm
Come on,
sorry.
Come on. Get with the program
Okay,
here.
just checking.
Yeah, man.
Ooh,
check it.
he wants to leave that in the past.
Yeah, along with all his other wives.
That's right.
All right.
Women all took my money and everything.
So I
Yeah,
have a
man.
question for you.
Yeah.
You know, next Monday is Phil's birthday.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
I
Phil's
heard it was,
birthday.
yeah.
He's going to be older than dirt. And are you
Not
going to
as
be?
old as you, though.
Yeah, that's true. I'm way older than dirt. I'm like
Hey,
as old as the
Evan,
lunar
Evan,
surface.
How was it at the Last Supper, Evans?
Oh, all right, smart Alec. So are you going to be here for Phil's birthday? You know.
I can be there if you want me there. I'll have the band and everything ready. Yeah. Man.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that'd be nice. That would be nice. Maybe we could get the band to play Happy Birthday.
Yeah, we'll
I
play.
get some dancers. You want some dancers? I get some dancers for you.
I mean,
Yeah,
why
man.
not just bring a pole in here too? You know, I mean,
I
why,
got that too.
why-
You
why-
want the pole? I'll get the pole. I'll get the girls. Get them out. Yeah, man.
Fredo's pole dancing service. This is all we need.
I don't know. We're kind of like a rated PG around here. Sometimes PG-13.
Yeah, we have to be.
Get some male dancers for you, Bonnie.
Oh, you have her address, so you can send those to her house. Make sure Gary's not home, though. Okay.
Oh, but those male dancers, they do nothing for me. You know, you've seen it once, you've seen it twice.
Well, what if you put Gary in a thong? Would that do anything for you?
Yeah, that would be like a huge turn on.
Oh, listen to what we just found out.
Wow. Hey, how
Okay.
much is he willing to get paid to dance for me? Yeah.
Yeah.
man.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
All right. We're
I
gonna
am-
have a conversation with Gary.
Still crazy about him after all these years.
Wow.
Yes, I
put
am.
a thong on Gary and then put on a little Mariah Carey and have him grind his
Right,
hips, and
Gary. Yeah,
there you
man.
go. We'll do a birthday. When's your birthday, Bonnie?
Mine's not till March. A little. It's
Oh,
kinda
that's
like
right. It's right before mine,
yours.
isn't it? That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what would you do if I could convince Gary into? My mind is turning right now. You know where I'm going, Fredo, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we could get Gary in here live on Facebook to do a little dance for you for your birthday.
Yeah, on the table. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
right on the table, on the broadcast
Yeah,
table.
and you know what? We'll even give you like a wad of singles, and you can make it rain. On
Yeah, make it rain
man.
right on Gary, right in
Yeah.
studio.
Wow, you guys
Oh,
got
boy.
huge imaginations.
Well, it's you know what we say: go big or go home. That's our motto around here.
He might do it if I tuck $100 bills into his shorts, like several of them,
Okay.
and maybe $100 bills, not singles.
Okay.
Because he's,
Oh, he's expensive.
Yeah.
He's an expensive dancer.
I used to dance. I was at the original Roxy down in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
man.
Okay.
Yeah. The only problem was I only had ladies throw small change at me. That was it.
Gee, I wonder why.
I don't know what was up with that.
Yeah, what was up with that small change? Anyway, hey, we
And-
got to run. We got to get to news, Fredo. But thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate it. We'll talk to you real soon. We'll see you on Monday. All right. Very
Oh,
good.
he just hangs
He
up.
just hangs up like it's. I didn't even get a goodbye.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. All right. That's all I get.
Ah.
Jeez. I don't even. I get nothing. I get nothing. I just get whatever.
Maybe he'll have a different attitude by Monday morning. He'll be ready to play with the band.
All we get is a hang up, a click. Nothing more, nothing less. Wow. Okay. That's all we get is this.
Yeah, man.
That's all we get from him.
A little click.
Right
click.
to the point. Click. All right. Bonnie, let's get some news on.
Okay, now, do you know someone who lost their job this year due to COVID-19's economic crisis? Well, with hundreds of thousands laid off, chances are you do. It might have been you too. WPTV's Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders was in Central Florida and has this.
Music is Lauren Long's job.
Can you hear the thunder?
An Orlando booking agent, she and her husband, a musician himself, finding some harmony again.
With things opening, it's giving us a little bit of hope.
After almost losing it all when COVID-19 protections nearly closed it all.
Everything stopped overnight. It was literally in a matter of 24 hours.
Across town, another story.
The situation right now definitely isn't ideal.
Drew Vine, a Central Florida senior, losing a NASA internship to COVID, now wondering if a condensed economy will impact his job search.
What's going to benefit the greater good? And I think economically speaking, that's to open things back up.
The struggles common in Orlando, the state's tourism mecca, the industry taking the brunt of Florida's total 1.1 million job losses. Families downsizing homes, borrowing money, and using the state's broken unemployment system.
It's been a very challenging time emotionally, physically, for everybody.
A rotten economic experience, now a deciding factor for many in the upcoming election. About 22% of likely Florida voters saying the economy is their top candidate trait, according to recent polling.
We know from research that the economy matters a lot.
Florida State's Hans Hassel says economic concerns always rank high in election cycles, but 2020 is different. While Republicans have historically had an
Economic environment is kind of different because of the virus and the pandemic that's ongoing. And so it's hard to say whether or not voters will penalize the president as much as they normally would.
The polling data available suggests a pretty even divide. About 43% of Floridians saying the economy is doing well, 48% disagreeing.
The economic conditions have essentially washed out that fundamental advantage that Republicans would be expected to have.
Both candidates offer drastically different economic platforms.
The very soul of the nation is at stake.
Joe Biden wants a $15 minimum wage, higher taxes on corporations and the wealthy, and free community college.
We're like a rocket ship. Take a look at the numbers.
Trump promising to return to what was, keeping 2017 tax cuts, bolstering manufacturing, and further pursuit of new foreign trade deals.
I wish there were other options, to be honest.
Neither Vine nor Long say their choice for president came easy, but Vine believes Trump will prevent another shutdown.
I'm definitely a capitalist, and I vote for the economy.
And Long is leaning towards Biden.
After coming out of a worldwide pandemic, people want to see change, and we haven't seen a lot of it.
This year's losses now instrumental on the ballot as voters hope the economy's sour note soon strikes a better chord. In Orlando, Forrest Saunders, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Sealed deposition given by Ghislaine Maxwell, the close confidant of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, can be unsealed. Court ruled Monday. WPTV's news anchor Michael Williams explains.
Ghislaine Maxwell lost her fight to keep her testimony in the case against Jeffrey Epstein sealed. A federal court of appeals issued that order today. Maxwell's lawyers argued unsealing the documents would hurt their client's rights for a fair trial. They also argued there could be privacy concerns because of the nature of the deposition. Jeffrey Epstein's longtime associate remains in jail facing conspiracy and perjury charges as they relate to the case against the late sexual predator. Maxwell expected to go to trial this summer.
And lastly, early voting is underway in 52 of the Florida's 67 counties. The early voting period runs until Sunday, November 1st, but dates and hours vary based on county. Long lines were reported at some polling places. Meanwhile, more than 2.5 million Floridians have already voted by mail. Fox broadcasters Joe Buck and Troy Aikman were caught mocking a pregame military flyover on Sunday, saying it was a waste of taxpayer money. But the military has previously said that taxpayers incur no additional cost and that the flyovers are used to keep pilots sharp. They were caught on a hot mic mocking the display before the Green Bay Packers Tampa Bay Bucks game on Sunday. News time is 7:53 and weather and traffic together are next.
$7:54 right now, the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. It's all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
On our roadways, it's just like been a smooth morning traffic-wise, including US 1 and the major highways. You know, you're going to get there on time if you're heading on them right now. Everything is clear this Tuesday morning. There's your latest look at traffic. And it's 79 in Port St. Lucie. In Troyes, France, it's clear and 61. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Tuesday, my sunshines. Temperatures this morning starting off in the upper 70s. Scattered rainfall and some heavy downpours possible for that morning drive. This afternoon, highs in the mid-80s, cloudy with peaks of sunshine, and a 60% chance for on and off rainfall. Winds will remain breezy out of the east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, lows in the mid-70s, cloudy, but you should have some breaks in the clouds to check out the Orionid meteor shower, which peaks tonight. Tomorrow through Thursday will stay wet and breezy with highs in the low to mid-80s. Friday through the weekend, a little bit more sunshine with lower rain chances, highs in the mid to upper 80s. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the Get Up and Go Show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
That's right, Palatial Studios. Somebody was supposed to have been in our Palatial Studios this morning, but obviously that certain somebody couldn't make it this morning, but that's okay. We'll give him a pass since he holds the metal bracelets and I don't, so I have to be very nice to this gentleman without a doubt. Major John Budenseek is with us on the line right now. Major, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, and I'm there in spirit, Evan.
I know you are. I can feel your presence behind me. Trust me, I can, without a doubt. How's things going at the sheriff's office? With COVID and things like that, and at the jail, and of course your personal family, extended family at the sheriff's office.
We're doing really well, especially on the COVID front. That has died down as far as our employees are concerned. So we're doing really, really well there. That's a positive thing. I think we're all collectively tired of the rain. I think we've got enough rain to last us for a few seasons. So we'll be happy when this passes and the cold fronts move in. And then holistically, the sheriff's office is good. We're busy, but we're good.
Let me ask you a question. You mentioned cold front. I mean, cold front, that's kind of a strange terminology here in Florida. But when the weather does changes and it does get a little cooler, do you see crime go down when the weather is cooler because criminals may just kind of want to hibernate, so to speak?
I can't say that we see accurate numbers that reflect crime dropping.
Okay.
Because you're going into the holidays, and the holidays seem to have a little crime spike for a while, and then they drop off on the actual holiday itself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to quantify criminal statistics. A lot of criminals are just random people.
You too. You mentioned the pouring down rain that we've been having lately too. And do officers really like to pull you over when you're speeding when it's pouring down rain?
No, you're.
No, you really think they want to get soaked, Bonnie?
No, and then they're working 12-hour shifts. They spend the rest of their shift soaking wet.
Yeah.
I talked to an officer yesterday that responded to a crash at the beginning of a shift on 95 and was out there in a foot of water, and that's a miserable day.
Yikes.
Yeah. Yeah, that just sets the tone for that deputy's day for the rest of the day. And you wouldn't want to be on his bad side. No, absolutely not. No. Absolutely not. That's like your motorcycle guys that have what did Sheriff Snyder say they had for blood?
What was that?
Ice water.
Ice in their blood.
Yeah, ice in their bload or ice water.
Blood.
There's no remorse there at all whatsoever. If you get pulled over by a motorcycle guy, there's just no way you're getting off. No way.
That's their job, and they're very serious about it. And they do a good job with that. So,
yeah, I couldn't even drop the sheriff's name and get off. That just ain't happening. Sorry. Let's talk about the operation that just wrapped up, Relentless Pursuit and Reload. Tell us about that.
Around May or June, we ran through our statistics and saw that we had already had 20 deaths in the county. Last year, we had 28 overdose deaths for the entire year. So it was an alarming number. Of course, that was when COVID was full steam ahead. Things were bad, and we can't definitively say it was because of COVID, but we could certainly see a correlation in the numbers. So our narcotics guys went to work really, really pushing on these people selling fentanyl and heroin. And now it's not that they're not always out there pushing them, but normally the narcotics guys are after people with more weight and more significant amounts of drugs. The operation was a culmination of a bunch of arrests of people that were user sellers, but those were the people that are causing all the deaths, and some of those people are the ones that are dying.
Mm-hmm.
So they really went to work and put a lot of pressure on that group of people and ended up arresting 23. And as of last week, we had 7 outstanding arrests to make, but they'll be made eventually. The narc guys will catch up to whoever they're looking for.
Wow.
Sounds like you're really going after the heavyweights of the matter, which is like pretty much the sources of the drugs. We're
trying to. The problem with the sources is that most of them are in Palm Beach County. And we we did catch some big fish in the net, but most of our sources are in Palm Beach County. Palm Beach County has, unfortunately, so much drug activity down there that when we call them and say, hey, we have this issue, it's too small for them to even pay much attention to.
Right.
So it never really ends. The source never really dries up down there.
Talk to me about some of the dangerous narcotics that that you guys confiscate. I've heard of two of them, but one of them I've never heard of. Gray Death.
Gray Death, thank God, is something we've only seen 2 times in Martin County. Gray Death is a cocktail of fentanyl, heroin, and carfentanil. And the reason why they call it Gray Death is because you the drug itself is gray, and you turn gray when you're dying, and you do die from that drug. Unfortunately, if you buy it as heroin, which is what a lot of these people are trying to buy, they're trying to buy heroin. They have no idea what they're putting in their system.
Wow. That's potent. That's some potent stuff.
Poison, just like poisoning your system.
Now, you called it carfentanil? Is that what you said?
Yes.
What?
Carfentanil is fentanyl is a lethal drug. Obviously, it's used for medical purposes, under a doctor's order in the real world where you're supposed to use it.
Right.
But when it's out on the street, it's mixed in various different ways. Certainly, there's no chemist doing it, and fentanyl in and of itself is what most people in Martin County are dying from right now. Carfentanil is, from what I understand, hundreds of times more potent than fentanyl itself. So carfentanil is even that much more deadly than fentanyl.
But why do they call it carfentanil? I mean, just fentanyl's fentanyl, isn't it?
No, I think this is a different analog of fentanyl.
Okay.
I'm not sure about all of that.
Yeah, didn't they labeled fentanyl the Michael Jackson cocktail too? Because that's what in the long run, that's what killed Michael Jackson.
I'm not sure if it was fentanyl or propofol.
Oh man, I'm sorry. That's right. Yeah, that's right. It was propofol. That's right. You're correct. I had the L. At least I got the L right at the end of the word.
No,
I wonder if
they're all
that's
bad. How's that?
Yeah,
I
there we
wonder
go.
if that's what maybe did away with Prince, if he did the propanol, or if it was a matter of fentanyl in Prince's system as well, some sort of thing like that. And I think he was getting the mix of the cocktail drugs too, actually, from kind of like right down here in southern Florida too. I'm pretty sure.
Very likely. Yes. Unfortunately, like I said, a lot of people, and this is what's scary, they think they're doing one drug and they're doing another.
Yeah.
We've had a couple overdoses, and obviously cocaine is bad. We don't condone it is bad. But normally people don't die, instantly from cocaine. We had a couple overdose deaths this year where people thought that they were taking cocaine and were actually taking fentanyl, and they passed away.
Okay. We have a call coming in, and this is unusual. We get a call coming in during your segment. Let me place you on hold. I want to see if you're on the air with it. Okay. Well, so much for that. All right. They hung up. I guess they didn't want to chat.
They might have been on hold for just a
no,
moment too long.
phone only rang like 2 times, and that
I don't
was
know.
it. All right. Anyway, we're back. So anyway, the holidays are approaching. People are going to be out shopping, etc., so on and so forth, and that's when your car break-ins start, rising. The numbers start going higher. So, from your perspective, what advice do you have for people that are going to the mall, that are going shopping, they're leaving their cars? And a lot of times they don't leave their cars locked. They leave them unlocked, or they leave valuables in plain sight. That's basically an open invitation, isn't it?
You hit both points that I would bring up in that scenario. We have watched, because we've arrested many, many car burglars. And they're not just car burglars, by the way. These are car burglars. They're stealing your identity, your credit cards. They're ruining your credit. I mean, it's a lot more complicated than just grabbing some cash like it used to be out of your car.
Mm-hmm.
But many, many car burglars, we follow them around, watch them commit crimes, and obviously arrest them. They just try door handles and they peek in the window. They can steal your purse if it's sitting on the front seat in seconds. So any valuables that you have, either put them in the trunk or put them somewhere where an opportunist is not going to peek in, see it, and then try to grab it.
The trunk is obviously the safest place to put your valuables or whatever it is. But at the same time, if you're driving an SUV, it's kind of hard to put gifts and presents and valuables and whatnots inside, the trunk of an SUV, because obviously the SUV doesn't have a trunk.
No, yes, but normally the people they're not stealing gifts for the most part. They're really after that purse, pocketbook,
right,
credit card, and your information and cash in it. And then what they'll do is they'll go right away. As soon as they steal it, they'll go right away to a Target or a store, buy gift cards, and they'll run that credit card until you catch it, or until the credit card company catches it and turns it off. And then they'll do it all over again. They'll go burglarize another car.
So the long of the short of it is, just take your wallet, take your purse with you. Just because it may seem like an inconvenience or it's a burden for you to carry your purse over your shoulder, just take the darn thing with you inside the mall or wherever you're going shopping. And, an ounce of prevention is a pound of cure, pretty much.
Yes, and then obviously don't leave it sitting in the cart while you're shopping if you're in a store like Target, because we do have people that grab them out of the baby seats.
Mm-hmm.
I know this is common sense, but this happens every single year.
Yeah.
We have a rash of these crimes, and I feel like you all, the media, and us, the sheriff's office, we pound this point home, but somehow it doesn't sink in.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, Major. I definitely do. And if you're going to leave your purse or your wallet or something of value in the car on the front seat, I mean, heck, just leave your windows rolled down, and this way they don't break the window. You don't have to pay for a window or do an insurance claim. You may as well do that, or just put a sign on your window that says, "Hi, I'm a wallet. I'm on the front seat. Come take me."
I just can't understand doing that anyway.
That's stupidity.
I don't get that.
Yeah,
why
it's
people would do that.
Complete stupidity at its best. Major John Budensiek, always a pleasure to have you on the program. And the next time that you're scheduled on, we hope that you come in studio with us, and we'd love to have you here with us in person. Definitely.
We would love your presence in studio with us.
After my public chastisement this morning, I'll be there.
Oh, it wasn't too bad on you, but let's just say if you don't come in, we may have to just sign you up to do the one chip challenge on here. Who knows?
But we'll have fresh dry towels for you in case it rains.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
All right, Major. Thanks a lot for calling.
Thank you.
Have a great day. All right, bye-bye. We have another call. Let's take this call real quick, see who it is. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie.
Buddy, it's Tread. I can't make it. I'm going to just let you know.
Okay, no problem.
The doctor's appointment, okay?
All right, no problem.
Sorry to interfere.
No, that's all right, buddy. Hey, we'll get a rerun on for you. No problem at all.
Okay, buddy.
Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye-bye. That's Dr. Tread.
Yeah, he's so wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love his program every week.
Yeah.
So informative on the weight loss and getting healthy and staying healthy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll have to load up a rerun for him and make sure that it runs. I appreciate that. I appreciate the call that he called in. That'll help us out an awful lot. Let's get to news right now. It is 8:21. Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. Let's go to the news desk.
Thanks, Evan. People who live near waterways prone to harmful algae blooms are no longer the only at risk for exposure to toxins. WPTV's Treasure Coast reporter Megan McRoberts has more.
Using every last second of daylight to get some fresh air.
We're always outside.
We do. We like to walk.
Misty Connolly's kids cruise around their neighborhood not far from the St. Lucie Lock. Some summers they'll even take their bikes or scooters there.
We see when the water is going, in and out.
Grateful that this year they haven't seen any blue-green algae like they have in the past.
I worry about the air quality around us when we're walking near it.
Scientists with the University of Florida now finding the toxin released into the air from blue-green algae blooms can spread about 10 miles, even on a gentle breeze. For Misty's home west of I-95, that means toxins could be in her air from a bloom as far away as downtown Stuart.
That is scary to think that something you can't even see and is miles away
could impact you and your family.
Scientists also found the toxins can live in the air for a couple of hours, but still unknown is what the long-term effects could be of exposure to airborne toxins.
Common sense to know that something is wrong.
Scientists do know exposure from toxins in the water can cause rashes, nausea, and even tumors in wildlife.
It's something out of a sci-fi movie.
The findings mean Misty will be keeping a closer eye on all algae blooms in the future, making sure time outside for her kids is safe.
It's scary. It's your home, it's your family, it's the air they breathe daily.
Megan McRoberts, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Early voting has Democratic vice presidential nominee Kamala Harris campaigning in Florida. She made her first stop at a drive-up rally in Orlando.
I had to come here on the kickoff of early voting in Florida because y'all are going to make it happen.
Harris ripped the Trump administration's response to the ongoing pandemic in the U.S., calling it an unprecedented failure. A group of small business owners in Indian River County is banding together to boost sales this holiday season. WPTV's Lenny Supal shows you the unique way how businesses hope to get shoppers to spend local.
It's actually starting to pick up. I'm seeing a lot of faces from up north.
This year marks a milestone for Dunbar. She's celebrating a decade as the owner of the Mason Beach gift shop, but understands that this holiday season needs to be handled with care.
March and April have been our biggest months in this town. We missed that. We lost that because that's when we were closed.
As more seasonal shoppers return, she's serving something new.
You got your wine license. That is a really unique strategy.
I just got it. I haven't really done too much with it yet. I just got a little bit of wine and have some displays going with gift baskets and that sort of thing. I've just gotten approval from the city to put tables outside.
Dunbar's outdoor display prompted her to team up with nearby retailers. On November 13th, they'll kick off the holiday shopping season with a sidewalk sale. The event will benefit the Hibiscus Children's Center while encouraging the community to support their neighborhood stores.
Retail as an industry is incredibly competitive.
A trend the National Retail Federation is also noticing as small businesses join forces to boost sales.
When you face times like this, the retailers truly come together, not just as an industry, but as colleagues, as people that are looking out for the communities that they serve.
A strategy for the holiday season that's helping neighborhood businesses stay afloat.
Yeah, November and December are usually pretty good here, so fingers crossed it still is.
In Vero Beach, Lenny Supal, WPTV News Channel 5.
There's only one Blockbuster left that's still operating, and most of the ones that went out of business have been turned into other things like Spirit Halloween stores and vape shops. But there's a Blockbuster in Georgian Bluffs, Ontario, Canada that shut down in 2011, but still looks like a Blockbuster. It has the classic sign, the blue and yellow awnings and everything. So now there's a petition going around to preserve it forever as a museum. It has more than 1,800 signatures so far. And lastly, a meteor shower that occurs annually due to Earth passing through dust released by Halley's Comet is set to peak Tuesday and Wednesday. According to AccuWeather, observers should expect to see up to 20 meteors per hour when the Orionoid meteor shower peaks. Space.com says between 1 to 5:45 a.m. local time is the best time to watch the meteor shower. Well, the Arizona Cardinals just crushed the Dallas Cowboys last night, 38-10. And the Cowboys have lost another starter on their offense with Pro Bowl right guard Zach Martin. He suffered a concussion with 5:07 left in the first quarter. He was ruled out as the second half began with the Cowboys trailing 21-3. Also last night, it was Kansas City Chiefs beating Buffalo 26-17. Our news time is 8:26, and weather and traffic together are next.
8:27 the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, we're not finding any accidents to report on this Tuesday morning. It looks like US 1 is moving smoothly right here and up and down the coast on our major highways, north and southbound. We're not finding any accidents to report, and that's a good thing. There's your latest look at traffic. And it's 79 in Port St. Lucie. Southwest London this morning at 65, and it's partly cloudy. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Tuesday, my sunshines. Temperatures this morning starting off in the upper 70s. Scattered rainfall and some heavy downpours possible for that morning drive. This afternoon, highs in the mid-80s, cloudy with peaks of sunshine, and a 60% chance for on and off rainfall. Winds will remain breezy out of the east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, lows in the mid-70s, cloudy, but you should have some breaks in the clouds and check out the Orion meteor shower, which peaks tonight. Tomorrow through Thursday will stay wet and breezy with highs in the low to mid-80s. Friday through the weekend, a little bit more sunshine with lower rain chances, highs in the mid to upper 80s. On WPTV, First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
The Get Up and Go Show would love to hear from you, live on the air. Call at any time. Now let's get back to the program. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
8:32 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's the Tuesday edition, and it's time for our weekly daily visit. That didn't make sense at all. Weekly daily. How about it's time for our daily visit with our space expert himself, Mr. Randy Siegel. Good morning, Mr. Randy.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well, did you know that in 1970, the then Soviet Union launched their Zond 8 spacecraft to the moon. This was a spacecraft that was supposed to be the first one to go into semi-orbit around the lunar surface and come back down to Earth and land, which it did. And it was a forerunner of a Soviet spacecraft that was going to take astronauts, or in this case, cosmonauts, to the moon. But when NASA did it with the Apollo 8 with 3 astronauts on board in December of 1968, that program became meaningless. And in 1995, NASA launched shuttle STS-73. This was a mission with 7 astronauts on board, and the astronauts did microgravity research in a microgravity lab that was in the belly of the space shuttle. The astronauts on board the International Space Station continue to be quite busy, to say the least. You do have a situation where the Russians have had problems on board the station to by the crew. The oxygen-producing generator in the Russian section of the Zvezda module ran out of water. And as a result, it stopped producing oxygen. So they had to go to a backup system until they were able to get oxygen for that particular vehicle. And if that wasn't bad enough, the food warmer on board the Zvezda module stopped working. And they were unable to work and get their food heated up. But quick responses from the astronauts were able to change that situation from a bad one to a good one. The Russians also finally found the spot where the leak was coming from in the Zvezda module. The length of that leak was between 2 and 4 centimeters in length, and it was sealed with special tape. Now Russians will bring up the proper seal that they need to ensure that no more oxygen leaks out of the station. The cosmonauts on board the station will also be taking part of a population census being done by the Russians, so they won't be missing much. Chris Cassidy spending one more night in space along with Anatoly Ivanushin and Ivan Wagner before they depart the spacecraft tomorrow. They'll undock from the Poiset module at 7:32 p.m. Just over 3 hours later, they will parachute to a landing in Kazakhstan. Expedition 64 officially began when Cassidy undocks with the ISS. The new station commander, Rusakov, will stay in space until October with Kate Rubins and Sergei Kudsavashkov. So changes of crew on board the station. Today is also going to be a very big day for the OSIRIS-REx spacecraft. That spacecraft is orbiting the asteroid Bennu. And this evening, it is going to swoop down, hopefully pick up some grains of soil, and then head back to Earth. NASA will start a live broadcast of the descent to the surface between 5 and 6:30. And what makes this even more interesting is they're more than 200 million miles from Earth, and we get the signals about 17 minutes after they actually occur. That's traveling at light speed. Very interesting. The Air Force in August selected United Launch Alliance and SpaceX as launch providers for the next 5 years. Blue Origins, who also competed for the job but lost it, is now planning to is trying to have the Air Force continue supporting its New Glenn rocket. The Air Force plans to terminate a $500 million contract with Blue Origin that they received in 2018 to advance the development of the New Glenn rocket. Well, now they're saying, even though you're terminating the program, how about giving us some additional money because you may need this vehicle in the future? It's going to be interesting to see whether or not the Secretary of the Air Force for Acquisitions, Will Roper, will actually give any money to Blue Origins. Also, North American Grumman lost out on that payload. NASA's requirement for astronauts and private citizens going to the International Space Station has changed quite a bit. Before, they had to take at least 2 years worth of training because a lot of these individuals had to maintain and work on board the station for a long time. The skill set is now quite different when you start considering the fact that in 2021, Axiom crewed Dragon flights will bring individuals, not seasoned astronauts, to the International Space Station in the first privatization for the space age. So it's going to be very interesting to see exactly what happens on board the station. The next generation of airlock will be going to the International Space Station on the CRS-21 mission. That particular mission will fly the Bishop airlock. The Bishop airlock is a new commercial way of adapting to the space station. The Bishop airlock offers 5 times the current volume that can be moved in and out of the space station. It's built and operated by Nanoracks. Bishop is going to enable commercial utilization of the International Space Station to its fullest extent. China continues to work well with its probe on the far side of the moon. After being on the moon for some time, it's now awake for its 23rd lunar day. Tomorrow, we're going to tell you more about what's going on in India and SpaceX following and firing its Raptor engines. So until tomorrow, have a great day, everybody.
That's a Space Report with the one and only Randy Siegel. He's on the program each and every weekday at 8:30, giving us the latest and greatest on what's happening in outer space. Time to head on over to Ellie's Downtown Deli, where Bonnie is standing by with some of the most delectable treats that are out there these days, and to take care of your soothing your appetite, so to speak. Right, Bonnie?
Yeah, that's right, Evan. And you might want to try a fresh salad today. Chef Mark prepares a fresh spinach and sun-dried tomato salad. It comes on a bed of fresh spinach topped with sun-dried. You get hard-boiled eggs on this one, sliced black olives, some feta cheese, the cucumbers, croutons, and sprouts, and served with a dressing of your choice. Croutons and some salad dressing at Ellie's Deli, homemade by Chef Mark. Of course, he has signature sandwiches for you, fresh jumbo wraps to enjoy each and every day. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart now has their patio back open, plus they're at 50% dining inside with a full menu for pickup or delivery. Ellie's also has full dinners available for takeout, plus their fabulous desserts as well. Call 772-781-6605 to order and pick up today. They're located at 18 Southeast 6th Street, just off Colorado and Stuart. Call 772-781-6605. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart.
Time for the Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold opening up at $1,903.90 an ounce. Silver opening up at $24.53 an ounce. That's the Precious Metals Report. And, of course, it's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. 8:42 the time. Time for news once again. Let's head over to the news desk where Bonnie is standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Do you know someone who lost their job this year due to COVID-19's economic crisis? With hundreds of thousands laid off, chances are you do. It might have been you. And WPTV's Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders was in Central Florida and has this.
Music is Lauren Long's job. Can you hear the thunder? An Orlando booking agent, she and her husband, a musician himself, finding some harmony again.
With things opening, it's giving us a little bit of hope.
After almost losing it all when COVID-19 protections nearly closed it all.
Stopped overnight. It was literally in a matter of 24 hours.
Across town, another story.
The situation right now definitely isn't ideal.
Drew Vine, a Central Florida senior, losing a NASA internship to COVID, now wondering if a condensed economy will impact his job search.
What's going to benefit the greater good? And I think economically speaking, that's to open things back up.
The struggle's common in Orlando, the state's tourism mecca, the industry taking the brunt of Florida's total 1.1 million job losses. Families downsizing homes, borrowing money, and using the state's broken unemployment system.
It's been a very challenging time emotionally, physically, for everybody.
A rotten economic experience, now a deciding factor for many in the upcoming election. About 22% of likely Florida voters saying the economy is their top candidate trait, according to recent polling.
We know from research that the economy matters a lot.
Florida State's Hans Hassel says economic concerns always rank high in election cycles, but 2020 is different. While Republicans have historically had an advantage on the issue,
our current economic environment is kind of different because of the virus and the pandemic that's ongoing. And so it's hard to say whether or not voters will penalize the president as much as they normally would.
The polling data available suggests a pretty even divide. About 43% of Floridians saying the economy is doing well, 48% disagreeing.
The economic conditions have essentially washed out that fundamental advantage that Republicans would be expected to have.
Both candidates offer drastically different economic platforms.
The very soul of the nation is at stake.
Joe Biden wants a $15 minimum wage, higher taxes on corporations and the wealthy, and free community college.
We're like a rocket ship. Take a look at the numbers.
Trump promising to return to what was, keeping 2017 tax cuts, bolstering manufacturing, and further pursuit of new foreign trade deals.
I wish there were other options, to be honest.
Neither Vine nor Long say their choice for president came easy, but Vine believes Trump will prevent another shutdown.
I'm definitely a capitalist, and I vote for the economy.
And Long is leaning towards Biden.
After coming out of a worldwide pandemic, people want to see change, and we haven't seen a lot of it.
This year's losses now instrumental on the ballot as voters hope the economy's sour note soon strikes a better chord. In Orlando, Forrest Saunders, WPTV, News Channel 5.
A sealed deposition given by Ghislaine Maxwell, the close confidant of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, can be unsealed. A federal appeals court ruled Monday. WPTV's news anchor Michael Williams explains.
Ghislaine Maxwell lost her fight to keep her testimony in the case against Jeffrey Epstein sealed. A federal court of appeals issued that order today. Maxwell's lawyers argued unsealing the documents would hurt their client's rights for a fair trial. They also argued there could be privacy concerns because of the nature of the deposition. Jeffrey Epstein's longtime associate remains in jail facing conspiracy and perjury charges as they relate to the case against the late sexual predator. Maxwell expected to go to trial next summer.
The Supreme Court will allow Pennsylvania to count ballots received up to 3 days after the election, rejecting a Republican plea. The justices divided 4-4 Monday, an outcome that upholds a state Supreme Court ruling that allowed election officials to receive and count ballots until November 6, even if they don't have a clear postmark. According to the Associated Press, Chief Justice John Roberts, along with Justices Stephen G. Breyer, Sonia Sotomayor, and Alina Kagan, rejected Pennsylvania Republicans' call for the court to block the state court ruling. Justices Samuel Alito, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Clarence Thomas wanted the state to stop accepting absentee ballots on November 3, the AP reported. And lastly, Jeff Bridges says he's been diagnosed with lymphoma, but, quote, although it's a serious disease, the prognosis is good. He said he's starting treatment and will keep us posted on his recovery. Jeff turned 71 in December. Lymphoma is a cancer part of the immune system, and there are several types. It's unclear which one Jeff was diagnosed with. The Tampa Bay Rays go for their first World Series championship starting tonight against the Los Angeles Dodgers. A limited number of fans will be allowed at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas, and Rays DH Austin Meadows is looking forward to that.
With their fans being in the stands, obviously it's going to be different at first, but I think it's going to be more fun than anything to be able to enjoy that experience.
Tyler Glasnow starts for Tampa Bay against LA ace Clayton Kershaw. Our news time is 8:48. Weather and traffic together are next.
$8:49 the time, and the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, brought to you by Code Red Rivers. Bonnie?
Yeah, it's been a nice Tuesday morning here on the roadways, too, and throughout Stewart and St. Lucie and, Martin County. We're not seeing any traffic accidents, no slowdowns or tie-ups. The roads are fine right now. There's your latest look at traffic. Partly cloudy, and in Palm City, it's 81, and in Karlshamn, Sweden, it's partly sunny and 52. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Tuesday, my sunshines. Temperatures this morning starting off in the upper 70s. Scattered rainfall and some heavy downpours possible for that morning drive. This afternoon, highs in the mid-80s, cloudy with peaks of sunshine, and a 60% chance for on and off rainfall. Winds will remain breezy out of the east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, lows in the mid-70s, cloudy, but you should have some breaks in the clouds to check out the Orion meteor shower, which peaks tonight. Tomorrow through Thursday will stay wet and breezy with highs in the low to mid-80s. Friday through the weekend, a little bit more sunshine with lower rain chances, highs in the mid to upper 80s. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
8:53 on the Get Up and Go Show. It would help if I hit my microphone button, Bonnie.
Oh,
before I
that was
start
a brief
talking.
second. You're fine. Everything's
I
fine.
flubbed up. I did. We have a phone call right now. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
You got to turn on the microphone in order to talk on radio.
I figured Phil would chime in. Okay. Well, it's the old birthday boy who's going to be joining us on Monday.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll be 47 on Monday.
Oh, geez. Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you called because we need to play a game we haven't done in a while, and it's called Slogan Off. It's one of Bonnie's favorite games that we play on the morning show.
Yeah, and we haven't played it in a while.
Yeah, so we're going to play Slogan Off between Phil and Bonnie. So the way the game works is I'll read a classic edition slogan first. You have to tell me what it pertains to. If you get it right, you get a point. And person who has the most points gets to try the Grim Reaper chip. How's that? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, gosh.
No, just kidding. Just
What a
teasing.
prize.
I already did the Grim Reaper jelly
Yes.
bean.
Yes,
so
I know that. All right, so we'll start with Bonnie, okay? Here's your first slogan off, Bonnie, okay? What's up?
What's up?
What's up? What's that have to do with?
Taco Bell? I don't know.
Incorrect. Phil?
That is a Bud Light. What?
Incorrect. It's Budweiser.
Oh.
You were off.
Because remember, Bonnie, that's the commercial where they go, "What's up?
What's up?
What's up?"
Since Phil's birthday is coming up, I'll be nice and we can give him that one. For
Really?
Yeah, he had Bud in the attempt in Bud Light, Budweiser, same
Wow.
company.
Just being generous.
So happy birthday, Phil.
You just made me shed a tear, Bonnie.
Oh, jeez. Debating if I should get my organ out and start playing music. Yeah.
right.
We'll
All
bring
right.
in some Bud Light for your birthday. How about that?
Don't tempt me. I'll bring a Bud Light in here.
Are you going to share? Are you going to partake with me?
Will you partake
Oh,
at 7
yeah.
in the morning? If I bring a Bud Light in, will you partake at 7 in the morning?
Yeah, but then I might
If you say yes, I will bring a Bud Light in.
I'll partake in getting fired right after.
No, you won't. We'll put it in a red Solo cup. Nobody will know any difference.
Red Solo cup.
All right, here we go. All right, all right, Phil. So you have control now. You have control. You're not Toby Keith. All right. The best part of waking up.
Is Folgers in your cup?
Yeah.
Very good.
Everybody
I
knows.
make fun of Folgers crystals all the time in my top 10 list. So.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Next one. Mommy, wow, I'm a big kid now.
Oh, that is Toys R Us.
No. Bonnie?
Is it Huggies diapers?
Very good.
Ah.
Yes.
Okay,
All right.
so I make a steal.
All right. You got to steal.
And I'm in position.
You're in possession.
Position or
Yes,
whatever.
you're in possession. All right. Here we go. The San Francisco treat, Bonnie.
Rice-a-roni.
Very good. All right.
They
Here
always
we,
give that away on game shows.
yes.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the next one. They're magically delicious.
Lucky Charms, my boy.
Yeah. There you go.
I
All
got
right.
my stepson likes to sing that. He would repeat that. They're
All right.
magically delicious.
All right. Here we go, Bonnie. Fun for a girl and boy.
A slinky, a slinky.
Wow. I'm surprised you got that one.
I think
Wow.
I think you're just naming all of those that I grew up with right there in my
Okay.
era.
All right. Here we go. You're soaking in it.
Oh.
You're soaking in
I'll
it.
give you a hint. It's green.
Boy, the only thing I could think of is maybe Dawn dish soap.
Oh, you're so close.
Yeah.
Phil?
Palmolive.
Correct.
Oh, yeah, good job.
All right. Phil's
That
got
is green.
control here.
Because remember, that was Marge or whatever it was, the nail tech that said you're soaking in it.
Yeah. Large
Yeah.
Marge. Okay. Here we go. You sank my.
Battleship.
Correct.
What's the score now? 4-3?
I've lost track.
Okay. We're both
That's your responsibility.
we're
You're the
both
scorekeeper.
doing well.
All right. Here we go. Who's got control?
Oh, Phil does.
Phil
now.
does. All right. Reach out and touch someone.
That's Fredo. No, AT&T.
Correct. All right. Here we go. Next one. A part of living.
A part of what? Say that again. Part
A part
of what?
of living.
That I do not know.
Bonnie?
Prudential.
No.
Oh.
No. It's lightsabers. I hit the wrong button.
Okay.
All right. Now we're going to the modern edition. Phil, here we go. Get to the good stuff.
Get to the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's Lakeisha on a good night.
Okay. Well, there we go.
No, I don't know.
Incorrect.
Get to the good stuff.
Bonnie?
Maybe like a Twinkie, a Hostess Twinkie.
Tostitos.
Oh.
All right, here we go, Phil. Pain says you can't, blank says you can.
A leave?
You're very close. You got the A right
Yeah.
and the type of what it is.
Advil.
Very good, Bonnie. All right, you've got control. Last one. Happy tastes good.
Happy
Tastes
tastes
good.
at McDonald's.
Phil?
Happy tastes good.
Yes.
Ramen noodles.
I'm just gonna buzzer you. It's Dairy Queen.
I should
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, you
I
should.
remember Dairy Queen.
Well, Phil, thank you so much for calling in. I
No
greatly
problem.
appreciate you. Have fun at the storage facility today.
I'll have so much fun.
I'm
Yeah.
sure you will. Definitely.
Do you like those pastries with the real chocolate cream filling? Like
Phil likes anything that has food written all over it.
anything.
He's a foodaholic. All right, Phil, we'll talk to you later. Have a great day.
Talk to you later,
All
guys.
right, bye-bye. That's Phil from Phil, our part-time co-host when you're not here or when he joins us. He's like our third wheel.
Yeah.
Anyway, we say ciao, Maine.
Honduras.
And Arriva Dirty, folks. Have a great day. And spread the love because we sure have a lot of love in this room. Right, Bonnie?
We do. Take us along. You're in our heart. Let us be in your hearts. And until we talk to you tomorrow.
We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next. Don't you dare go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. Bye-bye for now. See you tomorrow morning.